Across the UK, online and on DAB. Access all radios.
Talk Radio. Give it some lip. Talk Radio.
Evening all. This is Iain Lee back after, what a couple of days it has been, dear listener. I'll tell you what was going on yesterday. Nuts, I've just closed the page with the phone number on. There it is. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We're talking about kind of anything, really. Talk to you after the news. Cheers.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving. There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold. A brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
Right, there we go. Right, at last. Yeah. A double whammy of Littlest Hobo there, because I hit the button on the computer. Oh, I'm all out of breath. I'm feeling all fat because all I've done all day is eat utter crap from a service station. That's what I'm doing. So, anyway, welcome. Friday. I've got literally nothing planned for the show tonight. Literally nothing. We have the newspapers here. I've not looked through them, but we can go through those a little bit later on. So it's kind of dependent, dear listener, on you guys calling in 0844 499 1000. Thank you to Jake Yap for filling in yesterday when I was otherwise indisposed. I'll tell you what was happening yesterday a little bit if you want. Morning, Alan.
Hi, Ian.
How's it going, boss?
Not bad.
How's your mum doing?
She's feeling a lot better. She started walking now.
Boom.
So she should be out hospital sometime next week.
Excellent news. Good work. Well done.
Thank you.
What you got for us, boss?
I'm wondering if we can play some more Hopkins bingo.
Well, no, we can't because she's not on tonight.
Well, who's on tonight?
I don't want to say because the other person that's on is good.
Is it George Galloway?
Well, yes, let's say it's George Galloway. Yes, why the hell not? No, it's not. But there's there's someone decent on. So there's no Hopkins bingo this evening.
Because that was good, that one. That was my highlight of the week.
It was, well, I'm glad your highlight of the week was listening to this radio station talking about what was on another radio station. I think that's a compliment, but I'm not 100% sure. For tonight, Alan, honestly, I am sat here with a blank, and it's got writing on the other side, but not for me, a blank sheet of paper, and that's it. I've not looked through. I was watching a film before I came on.
What film?
I was watching Foxcatcher.
Never seen it.
Well, it's... Because I talked about this the other week. I saw the documentary the other week about John DuPont, who's a multi-billionaire, and he sponsors, like, wrestling in America, and then he shot someone. And then I found out there was a film starring the excellent, I'm going to say it, the excellent Steve Carell.
He's very funny, he is.
He is not only funny. Have you seen the film he did called Someone to Share the End of the World With?
No.
Oh, mate, it's brilliant, right? The world's going to end in about a month, and his wife walks out on him, and he's all on his own, and he has to. He finds his girl, and they fall in love. Is basically, but enough a good film.
Yeah, I saw one of his early work. Yeah. I think it was Evan Almighty.
What? Ed the Duck?
No, Evan. The sequel to Bruce Almighty.
I didn't see that. I saw Bruce Almighty. I saw it on a pirate disc, if I'm completely honest. I bought it from a young gentleman at a car boot sale years ago. And I thought that was a bit... I thought the Christian message was a little bit too strong.
But, they were just repeating it in that film with the story of Noah's Ark.
I mean, he's made some dud films, but I've made some dud radio shows, and yet I'm still the best broadcaster in this country, if not the world.
Hang on.
Hello?
I can feel a topic coming on.
Go on. What you got? What you got, Alan? Convert it. Convert what I just said into a phone-in.
Who's the best actor in a dud film?
Oh, Alan Caddick, flip it. I mean, mate, that is borderline genius. Who's the best actor in a dumb film?
No, dud.
Who's the dud actor?
No, best actor.
Who's the best actor in a dud film?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. All right, well, well, I mean, you could say Robert De Niro from 1992 onwards.
Yeah, I was thinking Steve Guttenberg in Cocoon.
Well, no, but hang on a minute. Steve, I like Steve, right? But he's not Steve Guttenberg. But yeah, exactly. But A Cocoon is actually a really good film, and Steve Guttenberg isn't the greatest actor in the world.
I was trusting it because he was brilliant in Police Academy 1 to 4.
0844 499 1000, by the way, guys.
When we call you back.
We will call you back. Okay, how about there was an Adam Sandler film in which he played a man and a woman, right? It was one of the worst, and I like Adam Sandler. Happy Gilmore is my go-to film if I'm feeling lousy, right? But it was a low-rent Adam Sandler film, and that's saying something. And Al Pacino was in it as, guess who he was playing?
Who was he playing?
Al Pacino. So that...
As himself?
As himself, yeah. So that is possibly...
a bit like Stan Lee in the Marvel films.
Well, yeah, your brain really fires off in odd ways, Alan. It's a confusing machine, your brain. But yes, a bit like Stan Lee in the Marvel films.
Oh, no, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, we missed the Fall Guy last night.
Well, we'll get all of it. Listen, I'll tell you what was going on in a little bit. What's
coming up?
Was it what?
What's coming up?
I don't know. Honestly, I've got nothing. All we've got
is an explanation from yesterday.
We'll give you
why you weren't here.
Well, you don't. Well, you may need one. You don't necessarily deserve one, but you'll get one. You'll get one because it all turned out all right in the end. You'll get one after the break. But so far, what we've got is who's the best actor in a dud film, and that's it. And it's quite. I should say it's quite exciting going into a show with nothing. I'm so tired, Alan. I'm not really feeling anything. You know, I'm just. You know, we got another 2 hours and 49 minutes to go.
Well, why not ask Kath to give a topic?
Well, I'll ask her a bit later on. Yeah, she's out there fielding the phone calls as they come. Pouring forth.
Why not get Ed to do it?
What?
Why not get Ed to do it?
He's gone off for a poo.
He's gone for Donald Trump.
There we go. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what he's gone for. Yes. So, I say the phone calls. There are no phone calls coming in. It could be, Fridays are always... It's funny, because last week I was thinking, right, Fridays are tough because we're actually up against someone who's decent, right? There's good competition. Yeah. And so what I need to do from Fridays from now on is go in packed with topics. We'll have a guest lined up, all of this stuff. And today I've got nothing.
You still need to find me a girlfriend.
To touch your willy?
No, to go out for dinner. Because you said you were going to find me a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's a tough one, mate.
Well, let's try it open as a general topic.
Okay, so we want someone... I'm jotting all this down to touch...
No, to go out for dinner.
Caddick's willy. Okay, well, it's on the list.
Okay.
We'll see. What do you like in a woman? What should she be interested in?
Good sense of humour.
That doesn't mean anything.
Like karaoke.
Is there anybody who says, "Oh, do you know what? I've got a really bad sense of humour." BSOH. Does anyone say that? No. Everyone thinks their sense of humour is good and other people's are bad. So what do you find funny?
No, well, I like good comedies.
Well, again, that doesn't mean anything.
No, I mean, someone who's into the same films as me.
Okay, which are? 0844 499 1000, by the way, if this is making you moist. What films, Alan, what funny films would you like to have to watch with this lady?
The Police Academy series.
Okay. so it could be said, Alan, you have a bad sense of humour.
Well, I feel like either Tuckerberry or Jones.
The first Police Academy film, and I remember them showing the unedited version on ITV in the late 80s, early 90s, on a Saturday night. The first Police Academy film is actually really, really racist.
Oh my God, you wouldn't get to say that nowadays.
There's a scene, right, because there's two, bad guys in there, training to be police, police officers, right? And they see, and I can't remember the young black lady, can't remember. That's it, Hooks. They see her training, right? And one of them turns to the other and says, "Man, there sure are a lot of N-words here, aren't there?"
Yeah, and then they see Hightower.
Then they see Hightower, yeah, and they go, "Which is a good thing." It's actually quite funny. It's actually quite a funny joke. Yeah, and then I believe she gets called a chickaboo at one point. It's all in the Police Academy film, and there are a few more racist gags in there. But actually, that's a funny gag, which is a good thing.
My favourite moment was when Mahoney had the lady under the podium and coming down to the side was giving a speech, and she unzipped him.
She did what to him?
Unzipped him.
She unzipped him. Yes, he's giving a speech, and there is a prostitute has been paid to perform oral delights on him whilst he's addressing. It's actually the first Police Academy film is brilliant. It's very, very funny and very, very rude.
In my opinion, the worst one was number 5.
No, the 5 was bad. 7, I did all of them in one day. 7 is the worst. 5 is the second worst. 6, I think, is either the second or the third best.
What about number 4?
4, I think, is a return to form after a which one's 4?
Citizens on Patrol.
No, that's the one where they go skateboarding, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
No, that's got Dana Carvey in. I think that's the 5th worst one. Jeez.
My favourite one of them is number 3 when they're back in training.
Yeah, go back in training. That's the one I went to see at the pictures, I think. Anyway, Alan, listen. We filled 15 minutes talking about racism in the 80s. Police Academy, your penis.
And best actors in dumb films.
That's not a bad start to a show, is it, mate?
I think we've got the show lined up.
Alan, thank you very much indeed. If you want to take part, it's very simple. It literally is as simple as that. Nothing planned at all. 0844 499 1000. Is there a specific time I have to do this? Is there this whenever? Okay, brilliant. We got live reads, which is good. it means that we're getting business, which is good, which means the station's on the up. So give me some of that. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. 0844 499 1000. So, where I was yesterday, and I will tell you this because I feel I can share this with you. Yesterday, we'll stay there, Mike. I'll come to you in a second. Now is an excellent time to call in, by the way. 0844 499 1000. So, those of you who are paying very close attention, I don't know if I mentioned it on air. I know I mentioned it on Periscope. I might have mentioned it on air. On Wednesday's show, about midnight, there was a phone call that I thought was from my mum. And, I ignored it because she lives in a care home and she gets very, very confused. And I thought that she does this thing sometimes where she phones me late at night just to say, where am I? Come and pick me up and all this stuff. And I thought, I can't do it because I can't talk to her because I'm doing the show, and I'll sort it out the next day. And I didn't listen to the message that was left. So I went home, as you do. And then I woke up the next day quite early. What time did I wake up? About 10. Which is early-ish for me. And I turned my phone on and I had a couple of messages and I had some emails, and I checked all my emails. And there was one email from the care home that my mother lives in saying, we tried to call you last night. Your mother was taken very ill and she's gone to hospital. She's in this hospital and we don't know what's going on. So I phoned up the hospital and they wouldn't tell me what was going on. It's a very annoying woman. Said, well, I can't tell you. The person who would be able to tell you isn't here. I said, okay, I'll wait. She says, well, so anyway, I drove to the hospital and I got there and I found Mum and she was there and she was kind of looking fine. And 0844 499 1000, by the way, if anyone wants to call him. And I said to the nurse, I said, right, what happened last night? She said, well, I can't really tell you. I said, well, no, you can. I'm her son. I have power of attorney. She says, well, I'll tell you later. I said, well, no, why don't you, I know what, why don't you tell me what happened last night? Because all I know is I've woken up to an email saying my mum's in hospital. I've got literally no idea what's happened. Did she fall? Was she sick? Blah, blah, blah. And then my sister phoned from New Zealand. It's very confusing, okay? And then my sister phoned from New Zealand. And she said, your sister's from New Zealand, why don't you talk to her? I said, well, why don't you tell me what happened so I can tell my sister what happened and then we can decide whether or not we should be worrying or not. And this woman, this nurse, and I'll be honest, she was the only arse that I met. Everyone else was excellent. This woman was just such an arse. She said, I'm not going to tell you what happened. I was like, well, we had a bit of an argument. And in the end, she said, right, there's a blockage, there's a potential obstruction. I said, right, that doesn't mean anything, but okay, something. Anyway, so, and Mum was there and she was fine and she looked quite pale and she was a bit out of it, but she was fine and she's, she looks pale and out of it most of the time anyway. And, they kept, so this was from about 11 o'clock in the morning, and they kept coming and checking her blood pressure and saying, oh, her blood pressure's really not great. It's very, very low, but we're not that worried about it. And then it turned out that what happened is she'd thrown up at the care home and she'd had a pain in her stomach and they had phoned an ambulance and she'd gone in and stuff like that. She kept, I've got a pain in my stomach. And they were going to give her a CT scan where they go in the tube and do all of this stuff. And, but they couldn't do it until she was well enough. And she was kind of in a bit of pain and stuff. And then, a doctor came around and said, oh, she's got a urine infection. Right? Which, if you've ever seen someone with a urine infection, it's nuts, man. It's nuts. They hallucinate. They talk nonsense. It's the weirdest thing. He said, she's got a urine infection. It'll be fine. I said, well, what about, she's complaining about a pain in the stomach. Okay, well, we'll get a small portable scanner to come have a look, but I don't think it's anything. Okay, and then they got this small portable scanner to come have a look. And then after they did that, then one of the doctors, this was like now about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was thinking, I'm going to go soon because she's fine. A little bit, she's, the home overreacted. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. One of the doctors said, can I have a word with you, Mr. Lee? You have power of attorney over your mother's health. Now, if your mother were to go onto a ventilator, we need to discuss what the plan of action would be. I went, what? He said, if your mother were to go onto a ventilator, we need to discuss what the plan of action would be. I said, are you asking me, if she dies, do I want you to resuscitate her? He said, yes. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just thinking, all right, that's a question that they have to ask. And and I discussed this with my mum and I gave the answer, and I said, but of course we won't be needing that. And then they started talking about that she was going to get moved very quickly to intensive care. I'm thinking, well, intensive care sounds... I don't know anything about hospitals, right? Why would you know anything about hospitals? Saying intensive care sounds very serious. But maybe that's where people go, because she was in like a sort of holding ward. I thought, well, maybe that's where people go. Then they go, you know, it's kind of the system they go through. And as she was sort of being prepped for intensive care, a surgeon came over to me and he said, Mr. Lee, you do need to consider what would happen if your mother were to die. Would you want us to resuscitate her? And I'm thinking, this is getting weird, man. And I said, why? In fact, no, I didn't even question him because it was all so weird. I was thinking, oh, they're just asking that because that's what they ask in hospitals, you know, because of all the Liverpool care pathway and all these controversies and, you know, do not resuscitate. They're just asking. And I said, okay, well, I know what our decision would be in that situation. And then a nurse came, or a doctor. I can never tell the difference between a nurse, a doctor and a surgeon. And they said, right, your mum is going to intensive care now. We will take you there. We'll show you where she is, but you won't be able to sit with her for a bit because we need to put a line into her neck so that we can start getting medicine into her really quickly. And I was going, right, I'm really sorry. Look, I'm supposed to go to work in a few hours. Should I cancel it? And she said, well, I can't tell you what to do, but your mum is going to intensive care. Do you know how serious that is? And then it kind of sunk in. I thought, oh, balls. And it was weird because she was kind of fine. She'd had a shed load of morphine, and boy, did I enviously look at that syringe being popped into her mouth. It's got a metallic taste. And so I phoned up the boss. I phoned up the boss about 6:15, and I said, I'm really sorry. I hate to do this at such short notice. I've never done this before. I can't come in tonight. Is that cool? He went, yeah, that's fine. And I phoned up Kath. I said, Kath, look, I can't really talk, but I can't come in tonight. I'll speak to you later. So then we went, this was now about 6:00, and we went to intensive care, and it was all weird. And they said, right, this is we'll come and get you in 20 minutes, right? An hour and a quarter later, they still hadn't come. And so I thought, well, I'll go in and have a little look. And you've got a buzz to get into intensive care. 0844 499 1000, by the way, if you want to call Mike. I'll come to you in a minute. And they said, oh, yeah, you can come in. And she was in there and she looked absolutely horrible, man. She had, like, loads of tubes going into her neck. And she had drips on each arm. And she was all bruised because her veins, you can't really find her veins. So they've been trying to, she's bruises all over her hand and her arms and stuff. And she had the oxygen tube up her nose. I was thinking, but she's fine. And I sat with her for a little bit. And then what happened? Then how did it transpire? Oh, then I went out to get a drink or something, and a doctor came out, this female doctor, and she said, Ian, Mr. Lee, can I have a word with you? And I was like, yeah. She says, I want to fill you in what's going on. Let's go into this side room. And I thought, oh, flipping heck. The side room. The side room is, you don't go into the side room in a hospital to be told good news. You never get, the last time I've been into a side room was in a hospice with the doctor telling me that my dad, might have hours, right? We're in the side room. And it's still not sinking in that this could be quite serious, right? Because she looked fine. And, the doctor started talking and I was kind of joking with her and she's saying, well, we found these, something column cultures in her blood. I went, oh, the old column cultures in the blood, eh? Blimey. She went, well, yeah, that's quite bad. And she was telling us what was going on and saying, well, we've done this blood test and we've done this blood test, and we think she's got sepsis. And I thought, right, because they'd mentioned septicemia before, and I'd looked up septicemia, and septicemia is bad. It's like toxic poisoning of the body. And then I saw like a little thing that said the septicemia can lead to sepsis, but that was all I knew about. I didn't know what sepsis was. I went, right. And then she said something else. I said, right, just go back to the sepsis bit. How bad is that? She went, right, well, it's very serious, and there is a 30% chance your mum is going to die if she were physically fit. I'm like, right, but because she's very ill and very weakened with multiple sclerosis, that chance is greatly increased. And I'm sat there in this room, And I was thinking, and no one else was around. You know, my sister obviously lives miles away, and everyone else was out at work. And I'd been there all day. And I was thinking, this is, right, hang on. I said, sorry, are you telling me that my mum is dying? And she went, yes, we are. We might be able to turn it around, but we think that your mum is dying. I was like, and I, of course, as you possibly would do in that situation, I burst into tears. And I was trying to kind of hold it together and keep it cool and stuff. And she said, right, we think, in the small scanners detected, we think there is a problem with her kidneys. The kidney level is supposed to be at 80 and hers is at 190, which is bad. So we suspect the problem is coming from her kidney, but we don't know what it is. And unless we can turn it around very quickly, you need to start making preparations for the worst. And I was like, oh, Jesus, all right, fine, okay. Thinking, boy, I made the right decision to not go into work last night. And me feeling guilty about it, it's like, well, I made the right decision. And then she went, and I had a little cry, as you do, and I kind of, went and freshened up and went and sat with Mum, and I was thinking, Jesus, she's going to die, man. She's going to die. And she still looked fine. She was tired and she was out of it, and she had a lovely bit of morphine, and she was getting drugs going in, and And this was now around about 8 o'clock, I think, 8 o'clock. Yeah, because visiting closed at 9. And I'm sat there, and obviously she doesn't know what's going on. I've got power of attorney, so I said, look, talk to me. She won't really understand what's going on, so tell me everything that's going on. And I'm sat there thinking, this is possibly the last time I'm going to look at my mum. She's potentially going to die. And they were waiting to take her for the full CT scan. And about 9 o'clock, 10 past 9, they said, right, we're going to take her to the CT scan. You go home. We've got your number. If there's anything happens in the night, we will give you a call. I was thinking, I'm going to, oh, geez, all right. So she went off, and I gave her a kiss, and I went home, and I had a little cry when I got home, and I was really tired, and I tried to play on my Xbox, but it didn't work. It was knackered, and I had to phone up Xbox, and that was good because it took my mind off stuff. So I'm on the phone to Xbox or having an online chat. We got it fixed, and I didn't fancy it, and I went to bed. And then I had a terrible headache, and I had my phone on. And then my phone rang at 12:30, right, at night, and it was a withheld number. And in that sleepy state, I was thinking, oh, Jesus, who's this? And I was going to turn it off, and I remember what was going on. And so I answered the phone. They said, right, this is the hospital. And I was thinking, oh, my God, my mum is dead, man. And they said, right, we've done the scan. We can see what's going on. It's one of her kidneys has got a stone in it. And this is going to be gross, okay, guys? This is going to be gross. And it's blocking the kidney. It can't empty itself, so it's full of pus and infected urine. And I was going, right. And they said, we've just put a call in to a urologist, a specialist urologist, who's coming in now to perform an operation on your mum. In the middle of the night, Jeremy Hunt! In the middle of the flipping night, Hunt! And we'll do the break in a bit. I've got to get this off my chest before we do the break. Remy and Mike, stay there. We'll come to you in a second. And these are the options. We're going to do this thing now, and if this doesn't work, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to move her to another hospital, which is quite a way away, but they will be able to do a different operation, a more invasive operation. And she kind of was, I don't really remember a lot of what was said, because I was kind of out of it. And I was like, okay, fine, yeah. Okay, well, I'll be in the morning. And I fell asleep, and I had a terrible headache in the night, and I woke up and I couldn't sleep, and I was dicking about on Twitter and stuff, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up. And I went in this morning, right? I phoned up the hospital, and they said, no, she's fine. The procedure we think was successful. So come in. And I went in this morning thinking this is probably the last time, one of the last times I'm going to see my mum, And in my head, I'd arranged the funeral, and I'd phoned up, in my head, I'd contacted all the family members that I don't speak to anymore and told them all this. And, and I wasn't telling my sister any of this because she's in New Zealand. I don't want to worry her. And I got there, and she looked like, crap, and she looked exhausted, and she was asleep and stuff like that. And I was sat there with her, and I was still thinking, oh, God, she's going to die. And then the doctors came around, and they came into the ward, and of course I was the last person in the ward they came to. They did the long way round. So I was the last person. And eventually, so I got there about 9, and about 10:30, I think it was, maybe 11, they came over. And I said, right, what's going on? They said, well, we've put a stent in, and it's the kidney, the stone is in there. We need to get rid of that at some point, but that's fine. But all of the pus and the stuff has kind of come out of the kidney and stuff like that. I was like, right. And they were kind of saying this in front of my mum, and I said, right, can we go and talk away from my mum, because I want to ask you a few questions. And I said, is she going to die now? Because yesterday she was like, the doctor said there was a 30% chance she was going to die. And the doctor went, oh, really, 30%? No, the chance of her dying yesterday were much, much higher than that. I don't know why they said 30%. I'm thinking... And he said, but no, we think it's fine now. We think, now that we've worked out where the infection is and we've cleared the blockage, that we're kind of just filling her full of, antibiotics. And that should now... We think the sepsis is gone. I don't really understand the sepsis. We think the sepsis is gone, or it will go, and she'll be fine. And I said, is she going to die? They went, no, not now. They fixed my mum. Second time, right? They literally saved her life. How nuts is that? They literally saved her life. She was dying yesterday. Right, she was dying. She was gonna die, right? And I was thinking, I'm not gonna tell my sister until I really know that it's the end, because I don't want her to panic and they fixed her. They fixed her. They saved her life. It's the second time, right? The NHS have literally saved her life. And that's kind of that. I tell you, we'll have a break and then we'll kind of pick up. They literally saved her life, man. I'm sorry, but it's no, it's not a downer. I just, it's a joyous, wonderful celebration. Yeah, she's in hospital. Yeah, she's really ill. And I spent all day there today, and it was, and I was reading to her from Danny Baker's book. If you've not read the first one, Going to Sea in a Sieve, get that. I was reading that to her, and she was laughing, absolutely in hysterics. And they fixed her. So, what's the point of me telling you that? Well, it kind of explains where I was yesterday, and it kind of explains why perhaps my focus is not as great on the show as perhaps it was. And but the book I was reading, right? When I'm sitting next to her mum thinking she's going to die. I'm reading, I finished it today, 2 days, the new Miranda Sawyer book, Out of Time, which is about having midlife crisis. I'm going to ask her to come on the show at some point, because the book ties in with loads of themes and strands that we've kind of touched on over the past few weeks. We've touched on them, and she really goes into detail. It's such a good book. It comes out in June. And it's all about, it's about midlife crisis, about reaching that middle point in your life and thinking, well, what have I done? What have I got left? And she talks about death maths and working out how much longer you've got to live. And it's such a good read, right? But there are places where it's quite heavy. And there are places when it's really heavy, when you're sat next to someone who you think is going to die. It was an intense read, man, but it was a good read. Anyway, so the point of that is, I don't know, you tell the person you're with, you love them, whatever. I don't know. Well, there is no point. The point is it happened, and that was my day yesterday, and it was flipping horrible, and I've been dying to get that off my chest and kind of offload it, and it's been, it's been tough to do that, because I didn't want to worry my sister. I've told her about it today when she was fine, which is why I'm telling you on the radio. I wouldn't, if I hadn't told her, I wouldn't be telling you on the radio. But, there you go. And I'm not doing it so that you find out, I'm really sorry to hear about your mum. It's not the point. It's not the point of it at all, and if you do that, then that's a very nice human knee-jerk reaction, but that's not the point of it. The point of it is, it doesn't need to have a point, does it? That's the thing. It doesn't need to have a point. It turns out, and again, this is another thing in, Miranda Sawyer's book, life doesn't have a point necessarily, it doesn't, things happen and people die, and there's a brilliant thing in there. She's talking to someone about getting buried, right? And being buried and having this plot of land that you're buried in. And the woman says, no one's going to remember me in 75 years. And it's true, even your family is 75 years after you die, no one's going to remember you. No one's going to remember you, Your grandkids. Yeah, you know, your grandkids, you'd be a distant kind of memory. I'll tell you what we'll do. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. Give us a call. You can call us about anything. It's not going to be a heavy show, man, unless you want it to be a heavy show. But we can, you know, Remy's been waiting, but Mike's been waiting for absolutely ages. Yes, Mike?
Evening. I'm pleased your mum's all right.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Cheers, mate.
That's good. I feel a bit like I'm trivialising now.
No, don't trivialise. Trivialise. That's what this show is. Trivialise.
Great. I've got the best. It's a 2-for-1 on good actors, terrible movies.
Yeah, go on.
You may have heard of it. Heart Condition with Bob Hoskins and Denzel Washington.
Now, but Bob Hoskins made he made a lot of stinkers, didn't he?
He did, but he made some classics. There's a great one where he's a boxer. It's in black and white. Late 90s, early 90s. Fantastic movie.
But what, Heart Condition is?
Trainer. The Heart Condition. Let me read you the synopsis for Heart Condition. A buddy comedy between a racist detective, that's Bob Hoskins, and a dead lawyer, that's Denzel Washington, who both shared the same prostitute girlfriend.
Oh, man alive! That is a wonder. So it's a buddy comedy about a racist cop and what does Denzel Washington do as a black man?
Prior to his death, he was a lawyer.
Oh, hang on, so he's dead?
Yes.
Oh, mate, come on, for goodness sakes, that just sounds absolutely wonderful.
You need to look at the poster. There's in the typical Denzel Washington made one comedy, this was it, and he left them forever. He's looking down, somewhat ironically, like, this is going to be hijinks. And Bob Hoskins is there, good, oh, I'm furious, I'm Bob Hoskins, I hate coloured people.
Bob Hoskins, of course, mate, I've never seen this, and I tried to find it recently to watch it for free. I didn't want to pay for it. But the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Great film. It's got the Super Scope as the guns.
I would love to, because at the time it got panned, and now I want to watch, as a retro gamer, I want to watch it.
That's got a decent cast. It's got Dennis Hopper as well, hasn't it?
Oh, but Dennis Hopper's another man that would turn up for the dollar. He didn't give a stuff to it. As long as he had enough money, and I think he's dead, so I can say this. As long as he had enough money to buy a shed load of drugs, he didn't give a stuff.
Oh.
In fact, I think Dennis Hopper got paid in drugs on most movies, didn't he? Space Cowboys, come on.
What, Space Cowboys?
It's a film starring Dennis Hopper as a space cowboy.
Are you sure you don't make that up?
I don't know. I am confident Dennis Hopper is in a film called Space Cowboys.
Are you not? Is that not the one with Clint Eastwood?
No, you're thinking of actual cowboys.
No. He's the space. No, it is the Space Cowboy 2000.
Hang on, you've got it. Are you on IMDb?
I didn't know if you could name it, but yes, I am.
And it's Dennis Hopper's in it.
Hold on. No. He's not.
No, hang on a minute.
Quite a good film.
Hang on a minute.
Tommy Lee Jones,
Donald Sutherland. Right, there's one with Dennis Hopper in about space cowboys. Cowboys in space. And there is. Dennis Hopper. Right, let's go to Dennis Hopper. What a lovely picture of him wearing a wig. I want to see all of his films.
What's the end? Big Fat Hellride.
Hoboken Hollow. Golden Years, about House of Nine, Land of the Dead, Americana, Out of Season, The Last Ride, The Legacy. I tell you what, we'll take a quick break, Mike, while I find it. Space Truckers, Mike.
I saw that.
Yeah, there we go. Space Truckers. All right, Mike, listen, thank you very much. Cheers for that.
Thanks.
Ta-ta. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Remy.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Remy. How you doing? You all right?
I'm good, man. You all right?
I'm all right, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear your mum is on the mend after scary yesterday.
It was, it was horrible. Oh, of course it was horrible. But I was so amazed. They phoned at 12:30 and said, we've just called a urologist specialist to come in to do the operation now. It was a massive operation. It was, putting a stent in. But the fact that they were calling him in at that time of night, and that you got Jeremy Hunt saying, well, we haven't got we need a 7-day or listen, mate, what they did was flipping amazing. I met one bad apple out of about 30 people yesterday. And they saved my mother's life. I'll have some of that. Thank you very much, NHS.
Yeah, the NHS is brilliant.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just brilliant.
It's good.
Brilliant. I'm just calling because you didn't have many callers, so I didn't want to leave you hanging, so I thought I'd just ring up, but I've got absolutely nothing to talk about.
Then I left you hanging. How rude is that?
It was all right.
Isn't that outrageous?
What
What have you been up to today, Remy?
Today, schooly stuff. Got a 2.5-year-old. Done school runs with her. I'm now sat here trying to sort out a load of paperwork, which is really tedious and boring. So I'm sat here watching you on Periscope.
It's boring. All that stuff is dull. Again, reading this Miranda. Remy, I'm going to say you're about 38.
Yeah. Well, 39.
There we go. I'm good at this, aren't I? This Miranda Sawyer book. Out of time about midlife crises, and it's interesting because it's a woman as well, and one tends to think of midlife crisis being a male thing, with the younger girlfriend and the motorbike and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
and it's interesting to read it from a woman's perspective, and being so close to death yesterday, we did not spend a lot of time on doing crap. Doing really, not only boring, because some boring stuff is essential, right? Maybe your paperwork is essential.
No, it's crap.
Well, yeah, a lot of time on stuff that is, when we're on our deathbed, right? Again, she mentioned in this book, on your deathbed, right? Try and imagine what you will have wanted to have done more of and what you wish you'd have done less of. And there's so much, I'm so lucky I've got a job that I love, right? So I'm happy with that. But there's so much stuff in my life that is just pointless and is actually unnecessary.
I 100% agree. Like, I was just lying in bed the other night and I was looking around my room, the amount of crap that's in my room, and I'm like, why do I need all this stuff? Like, if I was to die tomorrow? I'm surrounded by crap that I don't need. Like, what is the point?
Would be a lot of the stuff I've got when I die. It'll be junked.
Yeah,
it'll be chucked into the skip. And there's. I've got some nice guitars, and they'll go to my kids. And I've got loads of records that are really, really, really important to me. They'll probably be chucked in a skip. I'll tell them which ones are the ones that are worth a few quid, but I won't tell them how much I spent. That'll be in my will, and they won't be able to read how much I'd spent.
Yeah.
One single cost me $600. $600 for a single. I've never played it. So they better not chuck that one away. But yeah, most of the stuff I've got. It is junk, and it's nice, and it's nice to have things around us, It's nice, but it's pointless.
Yeah, it is a bit. So I feel like I'm going for a bit of a midlife crisis. I'm just trying to what's the word? Well, I'm trying to turn my life into a new direction and go on a different journey, but I'm finding. Well, I'm a single mum, so that's exhausting. Anyway, and I'm finding lack of motivation and I don't know, like a lack of drive. But it's really frustrating.
But you're on your own.
Yeah,
and you got a 2.5-year-old.
Yeah,
that's the thing is, and I bet you are achieving more in your day than you think you are, but it's just stuff that you need to do to survive and for your kid to survive.
Exactly, and that's basically it. So I kind of feel like I'm just doing enough to keep us, alive, but I'm not really doing any more than that. And somebody who's come from like running my own business, being quite successful, to now doing nothing, just being a mum, it's like. It's really hard. And
well, I'm going to pick you up on one thing, but I know what you meant when you say just being a mum.
Yeah, that was silly. Okay.
Wow, have you seen that text? Phone that person up, see if they want to come on the air. I've just had a text. Can I read you a text, Remy?
Yeah, go for it.
This is the kind of nonsense we get doing this job, right? What a shame your mum did not die.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The number in 642. Let's give them a call, see if they're brave enough to come on the air, shall we?
Seriously, I really worry about the human race sometimes.
Anyway, they won't come on. Of course they won't come on. They'll go to answer phone, because that's what those people do.
That's just ridiculous.
Oh,
Can I just say, by the way, Ian, it's really nice that you as a person can come on and share stories about your mum, about your depression, and humanise life.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of people hide that away. A lot of people don't confront it. A lot of people don't deal with it. And for somebody to say something like that, I mean, they're just...
Oh, don't worry about that. They're being idiots. And what a surprise. They're not answering their telephone now that Kath's ringing them up, asking them to come on the show.
Because they're cowards.
But the thing I was going to is, you are doing a lot of stuff, and it's, perhaps you need to just find that half an hour extra in the day, easier said than done, where you can Make something. Be creative, or be artistic. Be you, I suppose. Be you and not be mum.
Yeah. And I'm working towards that. And I mean, look, the result is I've got a 2.5-year-old who is awesome.
Yeah, of course.
And who's very, independent and is characterful and is just going to be an amazing human being. And to that sort of sacrifice, I've kind of given, myself over to that, and I'm happy to do that. But at the same time, there's always this niggling thing of I should be doing more. And you look at your friends who are doing these wonderful things and travelling and living, and I'm like, I should be doing more. And anyway, just another rant.
The word, well, no, it's good. It's interesting, and the word should. I'm trying to avoid using the word should because. It doesn't. It puts pressure on. I should be doing this. I should feel like this. Well, I'm not doing this, and I don't feel like this. So, there's no should about it. But it's hard. It's hard, isn't it? But again, being next to someone and thinking they were going to die. I'm trying to hold on to this feeling because this is why I shared it. One of the reasons I shared it. I'm trying to hold on to this feeling, right? Because the feeling, when someone dies, and you go, oh, I'm going to live my life differently and I'm going to live every minute, and that doesn't last very long. That fades really quickly. So I'm just trying to make this feeling as tangible as I can for as long as I can.
I know exactly what you mean. Just this week on Sunday, a friend died.
I'm sorry.
33 years old. He was cycling for a charity and he got hit by a car and he was killed. And I've literally all week just been sort of reading all the Facebook comments. I mean, this person just lived life, was an amazing person, young person, somebody I knew through playing basketball. Really great guy. And I literally all week have been feeling exactly how you just described, like, of when you're that close to death or when somebody's taken from you, that feeling of wanting to hug those near you a little harder, and actually all the rubbishy stuff in life becomes less important. And you're right, I'm trying to hold on to that feeling of, in the blink of an eye, everything could change, and trying to live in the moment a bit more.
And again, honestly, this Miranda Sawyer book. I know what you mean. I know it's easier said than done. This Miranda Sawyer book. This book came at just the right time to be sat there. It was a privilege to be sat there reading it next while my mum was in the condition, because she points out, midlife crisis, 42, 43, 44, but. You could die tonight, Remy.
Yeah,
I could die on the way home. I get in the car, get hit by a truck. There are parents. There are parents that bury their children.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's. I don't know. I'm trying to grapple ideas that I can't verbalise, but that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Remy, you said you had nothing to say. We've had a good 15-20 minute chat there, so thank you for that.
You're welcome. Have a great evening.
Speak to you soon. Ta-ta.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. Oh dear, what a surprise that person didn't want to come back. Don't worry, I'll jot down the number. I'll give them a call. I'll give them a call when they're least expecting it. Mandy.
Ian.
Mandy.
Hello,
Mel.
Oh, what a pleasure.
Oh, my screen's frozen. I can't hang up on Remy there. I don't know why. My screen's frozen.
She's still on.
No, she's gone, but my touch screen's frozen. I don't know whether there's a surprise. Yes, Mandy, what have you got for us? And we may have to go to a break. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Mandy, because I've only got a minute. I want to give you a fair crack of the whip because you've been waiting for ages. Right. Can you wait a few more minutes?
I certainly can.
Is that all right? We'll come back to you after the news.
Lovely.
Tease us, Mandy. Tease the listener, so they decide to stick with us. Just give us in 3 words what it is you intend to talk about.
NHS is fabulous.
Beautiful. We'll have some of that. I'm just going to close. Oh, my touch screen's died. I need you to come and fix my touch screen's died. Wait, doesn't mean you can't call in. Oh, no. You don't get off that lightly. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We're just kind of, again, we've had a show like this before, didn't we? A Friday show. We were all just kind of just checking in and just seeing if we made it or not, and talking about whatever you fancy it. Let's have some ads.
Talk Radio.
Okay, well, you can give us a call. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. If you want to watch the show, I'm going to do a little chat to the camera now. The camera, it's my telephone, my pocket telephone. If you go to periscope.tv/Iain Lee, IAINLEE, you can watch what happens during the news and the adverts. And let me tell you, it gets very, very sexy.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with fire up. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm East Man, so
What the hell is going on in this place? Well, the phone box is knackered. Can you get hold of a grown-up, Ed, that can fix it? Yeah. Ed's like old school. He won't speak when he's in the studio. He just... We've got fixed it!
Got it?
I fixed it, but you need to do something. You do this bit.
Type your name.
Oh, now I've mentioned it. Now you're talking on air, you see. Look at that.
Yeah, I'll talk now.
Thank you very much.
I'll just exit quietly.
Thank you very much indeed. Exit. There we go. Oh, I've got to say hello to Zabar. Right, Zabar was his mum was in the same ward as my mum's, right? And we got chatting and stuff as you often do, right? And Zabar, so it was just me there, and occasionally someone from the care home would come and visit, right? Zabar, I'm not being rude, right? His family took up all of the seats in the waiting room. And like the whole corridor was filled with Zabar's family. I don't know I don't know if his mum's wealthy and they're all kind of like, you know, thinking we want a piece of this, or or if maybe she's very, very loved. There are about 30 people, literally not an exaggeration. It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but there were about 20 people there, and we had a very nice chat. And I think his mum's on the mend as well. So excellent, nice one, Zabar. Nice to meet you. Right, Mandy.
Hello.
We're back.
Hello.
We've got the system working. Everything's working. Yes, boss.
Super, lovely to talk to you. No, I just wanted to say, I mean, throughout my life, I've had the most amazing experiences from the NHS. So I'm 100% behind the doctors.
They're good, aren't they? They're good. They've saved my mum's life twice. And do you know what? Do you know when I left the hospital? Do you know what they didn't do?
What didn't they do?
They didn't scan my credit card. They didn't present me with a bill. That's what
happens in America and places like that.
They just said, okay, well, you know, we'll see you as in today. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming. We'll look after her. Don't worry, we'll look after her. Amazing! Come on, guys.
Amazing. I mean, I had my little boy. He's 7 now, but he was born at 29 weeks.
Oh.
So he was 11 weeks early.
Flipping heck.
Yeah, he was £2 8 ounces.
Oh,
when he was born.
God, Mandy.
Yeah, it was well. I didn't realise it was touch and go. I always kind of in my head, I knew he would be okay. I had that inner thing that I just knew
mum's
he would be
instinct.
fine. Yes, exactly. But yeah, apparently it was touch and go at certain points. But you know, he's 7 years old now. He's literally nearly as tall as I am.
Good lad, well done.
And yeah, he's fantastic. And me, I suffered with asthma throughout my life. I was in intensive care a couple of times as a child. They saved me every time. And they have they've just been fantastic.
The highlight of the last 2 days, right, was going into the canteen, right, because they were changing my mum and doing all this, and they said just go out and get something to eat. So I went to the canteen, right, and they had like literally old school desserts.
Like school dinners.
Yeah, they had this big metal tray full of sponge cake, right? Like cut into little squares, and a big tureen of bright yellow custard. And I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, Mandy. And I said to the lady, "You are a very, very naughty lady. I'll have some of that." She goes, "You want custard?" I said, "You fill it up with custard, please." And suddenly I became my dad. And I was sat there. And this is before I thought she was going to die. So but I was still feeling pretty miserable. And I'm chomping. I posted a picture of it on Twitter. And I'm eating this wonderful pudding. And it's just like, well, And the hospital she's in has not had the greatest rep in the past, but it's on the mend. And, you know what? I've left her in the safest possible hands, and I'll go in tomorrow and she'll be fine. I know it, and they're brilliant. Yeah. So more of that, please. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear that. That's wonderful news. I mean, I have had my share of kind of sad news also through the NHS. And sadly, I lost my mum. It was a long time ago. It's nearly 20 years ago now. But there was nothing they could do for her. But on the whole, for me and for my son, they're just angels, absolute angels.
Good for them. Amanda, really nice to talk to you. Thank you so much. Gatford's on the line. Even Gatford.
Evening, boss.
Are you now, Gatford?
Yes.
Are you listening?
Uh-huh.
Have you been listening for the whole show?
The whole show since 10 p.m.
You've not been distracted?
No. Why? Well, I periscoped for a bit. And then I've been on hold.
Right.
Why?
So you weren't watching Julia Hartley-Brewer on Have I Got News for You?
That was 9:30, mate, before you started.
What time did it finish?
10 o'clock. Switched from the end. Actually, I stopped before the end so that I could get the first couple of minutes of your show.
Fair play. That is the correct answer, Gatford. Well done. And you've got off lightly there. You've got off with a butt-clenching warning and nothing more. So that's lucky, Gatford, that's lucky.
Yeah,
you're a lucky man. You're a lucky man, Gafford, you're so lucky. You're so lucky, Gafford. You lucky man, Gafford. You're so lucky, Gafford.
Why am I lucky?
Oh, Mr. Gafford, you're so lucky.
I'm having a flashback. Why am I so lucky?
Oh, Mr. Gafford, you're so lucky, Mr. Gafford.
It's getting close. What's the reason?
You're so lucky, Mr. Gafford. You're so lucky man, Mr. Gafford.
She bigged up the station.
You so lucky man, Mr. Gafford. You could have gone very nasty way there, but you lucky man, Mr. Gafford. You're very lucky man, Mr. Gafford. You're so lucky man, you could have died, Mr. Gafford. But you lucky man.
Yeah, I'm lucky, yeah.
Say hello to Katia, please.
Oh, bonjour Katia.
Bonjour Gary.
Comment allez-vous?
Oui, quel plaisir de t'entendre.
Yeah, merci, bouquet.
Bouquet for me.
Bouquet for vous.
Oh, c'est charmant.
J'ai Catford. J'habite Catford.
Oui, ça je sais.
You don't have to speak foreign. You can do it in English, Gatford.
Really? Oh, thanks for that. That was getting worse. Hi, Katia. How you doing?
I'm fine. I love it. It's, your voice is so amazing.
Oh, just press play and record, Ian. You'll like this.
Okay.
Carry on. No, just saying, he needs to learn about good voices. So,
all right.
What is it particularly you like about my voice, Katia?
It sounds so professional.
Get that, Ian. Professional. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, it does something to me. I don't know.
Oh, hello. Now, there's a woman on Twitter and on Periscope that says that angry Catford makes her a little bit...
Yeah?
A little bit...
What?
Spicy. Is that what my voice is doing to you?
Spicy? What? No. In what?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's disappointing.
No. How can I explain? It's all I have ever imagined about Great Britain. Gentlemanly. Yes.
Yeah.
Minty, because in Belgium we've been told that British people are really keen about mints. And I can imagine you, with a fragrance, having eaten mint sauce, and other stuff. So, yeah. Hello. Can you speak a bit? Hello.
Oh, hello.
Where's Gary? That's not... Hi. Hello?
Hello?
Hello. You're not Gary, I take it. No.
No, I'm not Gary.
All right. But that will do, I guess. Well, you don't sound really happy about that. That's not a happy laughter, is it? Sorry.
No, it's fine. I wanted to talk about Friday the 13th and superstitions.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Are you superstitious?
I'm not. No.
Neither am I.
Ah, okay. So that's a strange conversation then.
Well, no, not really, because it's Friday the 13th today.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Got in the shower, fell out the shower, landed on my head.
Yeah.
Then I was walking down some stairs, fell down the stairs. And then the third bad thing that happened was I'm a nurse. My patient gently keeled over me, landed on top of me. And I fell on my back, and he landed on top of me.
Right.
That's my 3 bad things that happened today on Friday the 13th.
Yeah. So when did you realise it was Friday the 13th? On Friday the 13th. So yeah. But
nothing bad happened to you today, then?
Nothing bad happened. Oh, yes, something really bad happened. Well, I mean, not in the grand scheme of things, but something did happen. I received a gun, and it's not been well finished. I have to send it back to the gun maker. He's
gun?
Yeah, and he's kind of...
a gun?
Yes. No. Yeah, don't be scared.
It's a bang gun.
No, it's taken apart. It's legal as well.
Oh, well, that's right then, if it's legal.
Yeah, it's legal. Anyway, so he's kind of saying, oh, maybe I did it. I didn't, because I haven't even started working on it. So it's going back to him on Monday. So that's a bad day, yes. So Friday the 13th isn't bad.
All right.
Well,
I've got a completely different vision of you now.
Really?
Yes, with your lovely accent and your lovely way of talking. And now I see you with a big gun in your hand.
Hello? Okay. I think I'm going to leave you with the other people. Okay, then. Bye.
All right, then. Bye.
Hip, hip, hip. Hooray. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray.
Talk Radio.
Thank you, Oscar. 0844 499 1000. Here we go, guys. And it's a pleasure to read this because do you know what it means? It means that, yes, Talk Radio is on the up. So I will take some of this dollar. I mean, not literally, but you can win £1,000. Whoa. 1,000. Let me just think. What would £1,000 do for me right now? It would pay off some of the massive debts I've accrued in the last 6 months. That's what it would do. No, I would spend it flippantly and frivolously. That's what I would do. On Katia's guns. I wouldn't buy guns with it. Live read's not going as well as it should be. Sorry, boss. Win £1,000 in Drive on Talk Radio thanks to Burton's Fish and Chips, the savoury snack in classic newspaper print bags. There are 2 new flavours on the shelves and we're asking you to choose red or brown in the battle of the sauces. Saucy. Saucy. Fly the flag for your favourite flavour at talkradio.co.uk/competitions and pick up new red sauce and brown sauce fish and chips in store to find out how you could pocket a further £10,000. £10,000. Why is Delaney giving away £1,000? 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. It's Friday. If you've just tuned in, Well, you've missed an odd start to the show. They often are. There are always odd starts to the show, but I was talking about why I wasn't here yesterday. It's because I was told my mum was dying. She was dying, and then the hospital fixed her in the middle of the night. So, it's been a roller coaster. So as a result of that, I thought I kind of, walked into the show. The shows generally aren't very well planned. We have a few ideas, but I walked into the show naked, not literally. It's a phone call, Ed, if you want to get that. Sorry, there's no going for a break or a wee on this show, Ed. I'm sorry. That's simply not happening. Dude, you will not leave that chair. Stay chained to the chair. Has anyone ever been involved in one of those games where you are chained up and the other person then goes out? Years and years ago, right, and I can tell this story, years and years ago, with someone who will remain nameless, we introduced, to see what the fuss was all about, we introduced handcuffs into the bedroom for a what could only be described as and you ever done this, Adam?
No, certainly not inventing this one now.
We had me and another introduced handcuffs and other accoutrements into the bedroom to see what all the fuss was about. We may have been very, let's say, drunk, shall we? Now, handcuffs that require keys and, let's say, booze is not a very healthy combination. Because we were buggered if we could find the keys. That was the game. No, we could not find the keys. And honestly, I cannot remember who it was that was, whether it was me or the other person that was I can't remember who was handcuffed. But I do remember there was a frantic search for keys. Then that wasn't happening, and then we're going, right, well, what tools have we got? Now, if there's anything to turn an erotic scenario into a very unerotic scenario, it's trying to remember what tools you've got and whether you've got something that can cut through metal. And I was
surely this is where you call in the locksmith, isn't it? And you hope, for goodness sake, that you get the gender of locksmith that you're after.
You hope you get a hot, sexy, blonde locksmith.
Yeah, there's definitely a market for that.
Says, yeah, I can undo this, but I'm going to have to take my clothes off first. It's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. There was talk of calling the fire brigade. Imagine.
Well, that does things for certain people, doesn't it?
Imagine the panic where you and I cannot remember who was tied up. I've got a feeling it was me, but honestly I don't remember. So long ago, and we were so drunk. But we were going, well, we're going to have to call the fire. Before we call the fire brigade, let's just think: have we checked every possible place that a key or we checked every nook and cranny. And I think in the end we found something that would cut the chain in the hand, because they were like proper handcuffs. They weren't, your ones from Ann Summers. These were like coppers ones, right? And we found something that would cut the chain. So in the end we were just anyway. Fun times. Anyway, Adam, you've not called in to tell us your perversions, or maybe you have. What have you got for us, boss?
Well, perversions a little bit. I saw on Periscope earlier you were using what I think was a handkerchief.
Yes, sir.
To wipe a screen. Now,
yes,
and I've certainly seen you use a handkerchief before. I'm a big fan of the handkerchief.
Yeah.
But I get the filthiest looks when I bring it out in decent company.
Yeah.
And blow my nose. I was wondering if you were a similar sufferer of kind of the shunning of public people.
Have not. I've had a few people say things, but I've not noticed people shunning me. But I'm a proud handkerchief, because I've got a cold at the moment, so I need a hanky, and I've got about 15 handkerchiefs at home because I keep losing them, and I buy that. You can buy a pack of 10, I think, from Marx's for £9.50. So I just keep going and buying a pack of 10 every now and then. So I change them regularly. I don't often have a dirty one, although sometimes, when I'm down to the last one, you know, it's horrible and crusty. Do I get dirty looks? I've never noticed.
People think I've stepped out of Dickensian Britain or something. It confuses people that I'm not using wads and wads of paper.
When I get nervous, I have to blow my nose, right? This is a weird thing about me. When I get nervous, I think I have to wee a lot, and I have to blow my nose. So if I'm doing a show or something and I get nervous, I go to the toilet a lot, and I come out blowing my nose. So it looks like I'm going in there doing lines of Charlie or something, which I can assure you I'm not. It's just a nervous tic that I have. So I need a hanky. I don't like tissues because then what? You're going to put a tissue in your pocket? You're going to put it in the bin? Well, then I need to get another tissue. Where am I going to get a tissue from? And here's the thing. My mum used to do this. This is a mum from the 1970s thing. She would put tissues up the sleeve of her jumper.
Paper tissues.
Yeah. Like kitchen roll.
Yeah, a bit of kitchen roll, yeah.
Up the sleeve of it. Blow her nose on it and put it up the sleeve of her jumper. That is messed up, isn't it?
No. You see, the other advantage of a handkerchief, and this might be taking things a little bit far,
here we go.
If it gets a bit too
steady,
snotty,
yep.
You go into the toilet, you give it a rinse under the hot tap, lots of water, clean it, put it under the hand dryer, and it's dry again and clean.
I've never done the hand dryer thing, but yes, I've cleaned them in hotel rooms and then hung them over the radiator to dry, and they become solid.
No, you need a bit of soap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm a fan of the handkerchief. Plain white ones, or do you have patterns?
Well, I'm plain white ones, but my wife came on the brilliant idea of getting the kids to draw on them with permanent pens as Christmas presents. So there you go. Little kind of family mementos as well.
Oh, there you go. That's nice.
Nice prezzies.
That's
there
nice.
You go. Wrong time of year for that kind of tip. But,
yeah. Oh, well, nice one. Well, thank you for that, Adam. I'm glad you listened.
I was going to ask one favour before I go.
Of course you can, boss.
Which is the very beautifully told story you gave us at the beginning about your mum.
Yes.
Would you put it on the podcast? Because I think that's a good thing to go out into the world and let people hear.
Do you think? You don't think it's too self-indulgent or anything? I know I use this show as my own. Well, it is my own personal mouthpiece.
I think, given the current climate, it's really important, and it could get legs. And also, I just think it's important we have those stories out there, especially now, with people telling us that those things don't happen.
I'm sure Kath is put. I can't speak. Kath is putting. Is she putting it in the podcast? I'm getting the nod from Adam that Kath has put it in the podcast. She's the podcast boss. She's the brains behind that. We've got other things that we're talking about. Noel, Rashid, stay there. Let me just set up the stall again. Then we'll have a quick break, and then we can come back and have a proper chat. What else are we talking about here? Someone to touch Alan Caddick's willy, if that's you. 0844 499 1000. This is a good one. This is a good one, actually. Who's the best actor? This came out of Alan Caddick's mouth, not the one about his willy. Who's the best actor in a dud film? I like that. That's a nice easy topic. 0844 499 1000. The way it works for up until midnight is you call us, you'll speak to Id, and he'll call you back. He'll call you straight back. You know, there's no messing around here, guys. You'll get straight back, and you'll get on the show. And you can call in about anything. I know that a lot of people like like a prompt to phone in. They like a topic that they can phone in about, and that's fine. I find that a little bit old-fashioned, but that's fine. That's why we've got those things. And we've also, we've talked about death. We've talked about the NHS. We've gone back to that. It's a recurring theme on this show, the midlife crisis. Because I read this absolutely wonderful book. It's not out yet. It comes out, It comes out in June. It's Miranda Sawyer, who is I just think she's such a good writer. She makes me laugh and she makes me cry. And it's called Out of Time. And it's about midlife crisis. And, it's such an interesting book. It doesn't really have a lot of answers either. It's one of those ones where it kind of raises lots of questions and it gives you a few different options. It's not a self-help book by any stretch of the imagination, and she says that herself. But it really touches on some things. We're going to hopefully get her on the show at some point in the near future. I need to send out an email later to her company. But I thoroughly recommend you get the book when it comes out. So if you want to, give us a call about that and kick those ideas around, you can. Or if you just want to, dick around on the radio, it's Talk Radio, that's what it's for. 0844 499 1000. Right, let's go to Noel Taylor. Yes, Noel.
Hello, Ian. I've got some exciting news on Paradise Earth.
OK, Noel.
All right. On Paradise Earth, everybody will donate their urine into old bottles using a jug.
Oh, Jesus.
The bottles would be plastic or glass. These will go into crates, which are collected by the council.
Are you reading this, Noel?
Yeah, you can tell, can you?
I can. Well, let's.
Very unprofessional.
Well, let's not read it. Let's have a conversation about it.
Okay.
So, where has this idea of Paradise Earth come from?
I just decided that places the world's overpopulated and something needs to be done about it.
Yeah.
So I thought that it would be good if everybody in the world, donated their feces and their urine.
How is that going to deal with the overpopulation of the and inflation and starvation? Trying to get it wrong. That's not going to deal with overpopulation, is it?
It will, because you can grow things in the desert. People can live in the desert, and you'll have your own individual oasis.
Okay, so we're going to move people to the desert.
Yeah.
Okay, but people will still be able to breed and have babies and things.
Yeah.
So you're going to create even a bigger population.
Not necessarily.
Well,
it's just spreading people about.
A bit more, okay. But if you don't want to live in the desert, you can still live in, like, Milton Keynes or Slough or something.
Absolutely, but eventually everybody will be equal. That they'll all have a 10-acre plot of land with a white mansion house and solar panels.
Okay.
It'll be wonderful.
Can I ask, Noel, I heard you, when you were talking to Kath the other week, you mentioned something about you were Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Well, on the 26th of September 1994, I was coming out of my house and walking down the driveway, and I just completed doing all the house up with my father-in-law over a period of about 3 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had what's known by the mental health people as an elation episode.
An elation episode, right? Well, you okay? Go on.
Yeah, I was really excited about finishing the whole house, and God spoke to me with the Holy Spirit, the beautiful scent of the Holy Spirit, and said to me, "You will be king. You will rule nations." And it wasn't until recently, inventing things, I realised that it's going to come to pass.
Because when I met you 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
You didn't mention being Jesus then?
No, I didn't, no.
Are you still speaking to the mental health people?
Yeah.
And how's that going?
Well, I'm on an injection every month after I have an injection.
All right. And what's that do? To bring you down a little bit?
Yeah, it's a tranquilizer mainly. It's happy, makes you happy, and all sorts. Does a series of different things.
Yeah, and you do that every month, do you?
Yeah.
Are you on any other medication? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer that. Of course, you don't. It's a private thing.
No, that's it.
Okay.
But
and do you talk to the mental health people about being Jesus and about Paradise Earth?
Yeah.
And what do they say?
They don't say a lot about it. They tend to keep their mouths shut.
What do you think they're thinking?
Well, I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
No.
But I mean, the evidence is there. I've invented Paradise Earth, which is in the Bible. It says about paradise in the Bible, and in the Lord's Prayer it says on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget that.
Yeah, I'm really worried about you, Noel.
Well, don't be, because I mean, I totally am God, definitely. I mean, I'm the cleverest person that's ever lived. I've invented over 300 inventions. I've composed over 300 songs. and I've also written over 300 jokes. So
who have you got around you,
I'm
Noel?
pretty creative.
Yeah. No, it's very creative. It's brilliant.
Yeah, my brother sees me quite a lot.
You married? Or you're not married, are you?
No.
No, you got are your parents still around?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have friends that you see on a regular basis?
No, I tend to keep myself to myself, and I'm happy to do that.
And how often do you see like a mental health worker?
Once a month. But can we get back to Paradise Earth?
When are you? No. I worry about you, mate. Because can I permission to speak freely, and let's try not to get offended.
Yeah.
Okay. You're talking bollocks, mate. And I say that with love. You're not making sense, man. And I have met you, and you were a little bit of a character, shall we say, when I met you, but you weren't sounding as outrageous. That's not the right word I want to use, actually. You were not, when I met you about 6-7 years ago, you were not sounding as determined and as forthright as you're sounding now, and that concerns me.
Well, I've got to be quite strict, as I'm going to be the King of Kings, ruling 144,000 kings.
I'm going to say you're not, and you're not going to hear me saying that you're not.
And you're going to be one of the kings.
I'm not,
and you'll
mate.
rule the nation.
I'm not, mate.
And you'll rule the nation. I'll promise you that,
mate.
You're going to be rich.
No, it isn't going to happen, man. I believe that you believe this.
Yeah, can we get back to Paradise Earth? Because it's important that people know that urine is spread using an aeroplane, a crop sprayer.
Okay, I'm going to
the gardens and the lawn.
No, we could maybe next week. When are you next seeing your mental health worker, mate?
A couple of weeks' time. No, next week, actually.
All right. What day? Do you remember?
On Thursday.
All right. Maybe we'll speak Thursday night. How about that?
Yeah, can do.
All right, mate. Listen, take
All
care.
right, you take care.
No, I'm saying all this stuff out of a place of love and respect. All right. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
I wish you no ill. All right, on your journey. Boy, I've changed. I'm having a right old laugh tonight. If you're watching on Periscope, welcome. If you're listening, loads of ways to listen. Give me 3 ways that you can listen, okay? Because you might know 1 or 2 of them. Right, so we're on DAB. We're not on FM or medium wave, but we're on DAB. If you've got a DAB radio at home or in your car, you need to retune it, man. Do a deep retune. And find Talk Radio. You can also download an app for your smartphones. You can do it that way. I'll give you those 2. I'm going to keep it to 2 at a time. Because if you give too many, it gets overwhelming. You don't know what's going on. Yasser, stay there. Rashid's been waiting for ages. Hello, Rashid.
All right, Ian, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm a lot better than I was 24 hours ago, mate.
Well, about 24 hours ago, I don't know how relevant it is, but I was having one of those morning dreams after my night shift.
Yeah.
And you was in it.
Oh, yeah, go on, what happened? Was it sexy? Was it the handcuffs?
You were saying, right, it's one of those, like you wake up a bit and then you fall back to sleep.
Yeah. I like those.
These weird type of mad dreams.
Yeah.
Basically, there was a lot going on in the dream, like I was climbing up a hill and all this. But you were there and you were saying, be aware of the rise of the Red Lady.
Uh-oh.
Be aware of the rise of the Red Lady.
Well, that's Julia Hartley-Brewer, who was on Have I Got News for You, a show I once turned down because I was too scared to go on there.
Oh, right, could be that. But after hearing what happened to your mum, and, may God bless your mum and make her strong again.
Yep.
I was thinking it might be... Your mum doesn't vote Labour, does she?
No. She's a right old Tory Daily Mail racist.
Right. I thought it was be aware of the rise of the Red Lady.
Oh.
That proves that don't listen to dreams.
Yeah, dreams. Wouldn't it be nice? We look for, meaning and stuff, don't we, everywhere. In dreams or in tea leaves or the stars or whatever. I don't think there is any meaning. I don't think there is any necessarily any kind of guidance or answers. But if that helps people chug along, then good luck to them.
But Ian, isn't mental health or the mind? Isn't it a deep? It's a heavy thing, man. When you hear people going through, I've had experience with some of my family, and the guy was just on talking about his Jesus.
Yep.
My friend thinks he's Jesus, and he's a Muslim.
He's got
bipolar.
Yeah, this is. I do worry about Noel. I've spoken to Noel before, and I do worry. But the mind is. I saw a really interesting tweet today. Really interesting tweet. And apologies, I don't know who tweeted it, right? But someone I was following on another account retweeted it, right? When Bob Mortimer cancelled the Reeves and Mortimer tour because he had a heart attack, tons of sympathy, right? Tons of sympathy, outpouring on Twitter, everywhere, right? I believe that Sheridan Smith has cancelled this play she's in. I think she's pulled out of this play permanently. I think. I'm not really seeing any of the papers, right? Even if it was just for one night, whatever. All she got on Twitter was abuse, and in the press she got abuse and, got kind of mocked for it. And the person said, isn't it interesting the way the respect that physical breakdown gets still over mental breakdown?
I think it's fear of the unknown. People don't.
She's taken a break from the show for about a month. And we're making it, joining up a lot of dots that may not be there by assuming she's had a mental breakdown. But it's just always interesting that, you have a physical problem, you get loads of support and, love from the British media. You have what appears to be some sort of mental breakdown, and the papers slaughter you.
Yeah, it's a heavy one. My heart goes out to people with it. And they get caught sometimes in the mental health system, especially in the inner cities. And if you haven't got the support, the family support and all that.
Oh, and they're cutting it back. They keep cutting it back. When I was doing local radio, right, they cut back all a lot of the support for mentally ill people, and emergency mental ill cases where people had to be sectioned quickly.
Yeah.
They cut it in the area that we were broadcasting in Bedfordshire, Hertfordshire, and Buckinghamshire, right? Mm-hmm. So you get people with Alzheimer's that would, punch the window or punch their wives, and they get locked up. They get locked up in the police cells for a couple of days while they found somewhere for there to go. Or there'd be a kid.
Even in the hospitals, in the A&E, I've been in A&E with somebody with mental health, and it's really horrible. And I was begging them. It was a close family member. I was begging them. I was saying, please, can we just have a separate room? Because this is not nice. Until the security had to come and hold the person down, and all. It wasn't nice. And I was just there. I was in bits, and I was saying, would you like this to happen to your family member? Yeah. Please give us a separate room. But it's
it's horrible.
I think we'll get there in the end.
Well, the attitudes are changing, Rashid, and I don't want to blow my own trumpet primarily because I don't have one. Thank you, Rashid. But it's being talked about more. We have to stop the show for some breaking news. Hang on, I don't know how you do this. Sorry, we got some breaking news from the Birmingham area. Yes, what's going on?
I've just saw Julia Hartley-Brewer on BBC One. I mean, why would she go on Have I Got The View and not promote talk radio?
Thanks very much indeed. Yasser!
Hi there, Ian.
Hey, Yasser, how you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Go on, what you got for us, boss? You're feeling nervous about phoning tonight. Why nervous tonight more than any other night?
I don't know. I was thinking about calling a few times this week, and I don't even know what it was. I called before and I'm not so nervous. Just this week I started to just get nervous.
Yeah, it happened. It's just me. It's all groovy, man. It's all groovy.
Now, after I hear the other call, it's getting so heavy, and I'm thinking, can I say what I wanted to say? Because it's so heavy, and so some of the callers you had are quite heavy. So,
but this is what I'm trying to convey, and it's really difficult. Maybe I'm not doing it well enough. I have no problem going from someone talking about, let's make something up, someone talking about their dad dying of cancer, to someone phoning in talking about you know, a rare record they bought and their mum threw out or something. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind doing those clunky gear changes where you go from something really heavy to something light and frothy, because that is what life is, yeah. So that's what life is, you know.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday I was sat with my mum and she was going to die and she didn't know. Today I'm sat there reading her a Danny Baker book and we're laughing. You know, like life chops and changes. So. Literally, I know other shows do. I have no problem going from something really heavy to something really light. That makes me happy. But anyway, yeah. So what you got for us?
There's a couple of things that I wanted to say. Something that's one thing from last week and something from a few weeks back, which has been bugging me, which I need to say. I think last week you had that caller Thomas on.
Oh yes, we had a little bit. Yes, we had a discussion. Yes, about I can't remember what about.
No, I think he was saying white people were racist.
Say that again.
He was saying that white people are racist.
Yes, he was. Yes.
I think that, but when afterwards I was thinking about it, I don't know if that's what he meant, but I thought he meant that he was saying that white people oppress other people. I thought that's what he meant.
Well, but he said white people are racist.
All right, so that's what I thought he meant. I thought that's what I thought. I thought well, that's what he's getting at. So I thought I was confused. I was thinking. What he's saying, I thought I was a bit confused by what he's saying. I thought that's what he was saying.
But aren't we all a little bit racist, Yasser?
I'm not going to. I can't comment on that because it's making me look bad if I say anything on that one.
Aren't we all a little bit racist?
I don't really want to comment on that. Ian.
Well, you don't want to comment on that?
No.
You sure you don't want to comment on that?
I don't want to comment. It's going to make me look bad.
Okay. Can I play you a song?
Hey, Kate, can I ask you a question? Sure. Well, you know Trekkie Monster upstairs?
Uh-huh.
Well, he's Trekkie Monster and you're Kate Monster.
Right.
You're both monsters.
Yeah.
Are you two related?
What? Princeton, I'm surprised at you. I find that racist.
Well, I'm sorry, I was just asking.
Well, it's a touchy subject. No, not all monsters are related. What are you trying to say, huh? That we all look the same to you?
No,
huh?
No. Oh, not at all. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess that was a little racist.
I should say so. You should be much more careful when you're talking about the sensitive subject of race.
Well, look who's talking.
What do you mean?
What about that special monster school you told me about?
What about it?
Well, could someone like me go there?
No, we don't want people like you.
You see? You're a little bit racist.
Well, you're a little bit too.
I guess we're both a little bit racist.
Admitting it is not an easy thing to do.
But I guess it's true.
Between me and you, I think everyone's a little bit racist. Sometimes. Doesn't mean we go around committing hate crimes. Look around and you will find no one's really colorblind. Should face. Everyone makes judgments based on race.
There we go. Yes, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you are a racist. We got there in the end.
Okay, Ian.
So you're just Yasser.
Yeah.
Can you just do me a favour? Can you just say my name's Yasser, and I am a massive racist?
I'm not saying that.
Well, but you've just admitted that you're a racist.
I never said it. I never said that was.
No, you did. I played you that, and I said, so it seems we're all a bit racist, and you went, yes.
I wasn't listening to what you said, so...
Well, okay, well, would you agree? Let's listen to a bit more of the song. Hang on.
Big judgments like who to hire or who to buy a newspaper from.
No,
just little judgments like thinking that Mexican busboys should learn to speak goddamn English.
Right.
Everyone's a little bit racist today.
So everyone's a little bit racist.
Okay. Ethnic jokes might be uncouth, but you laugh because they're based on truth. Don't take them as personal attacks. Everyone enjoys them. So relax.
So everyone's a little bit racist? Where have you gone, Yasser? Have you fallen down a hole? I can't hear you. Where are you?
I'm on my phone.
There you are now.
Yeah.
So everyone's a bit racist, yeah?
No.
Well, that song... Let's listen to a bit more. Hang on.
No, come on. You're going to run out of time.
Okay. All right, there's a plane going down. There's only one parachute. And there's a rabbi, a priest...
And a black guy!
What you talking about, Kate?
You were telling a black joke.
Well, sure, Gary, but lots of people tell black jokes.
I don't.
Well, of course you don't. You're black. But I bet you tell Polak jokes, right?
Well, sure I do. Those stupid Polacks.
Now, don't you think that's a little racist?
Well, damn. I guess you're right.
So everyone's a little bit racist, yes?
That's your opinion.
Okay, so would you just do me a favour?
I'm not going to say that.
And just say...
I'm not going to say that.
And just say, my name is Yasser and I'm a massive racist.
Just say that. What do you think? I'm not going to say that.
Just say it and then we'll let you make your point. All right, I tell you what. Can you... Yasser, you've gone again. Come back.
Yeah.
Can you say... I tell you what, Yasser, you won't have a problem with this. Can you say, my name is Yasser...
What are you doing?
And I am not a massive racist.
I know you're going to clip that and make some...
No, we can't do that. We haven't got the technology. So just say, my name is Yasser, and I am not a massive racist. Yasser, your phone keeps going.
Oh, damage. There, can you hear me now?
Yeah, say it nice and slowly.
Why? Why should I say slowly?
Because you speak very fast sometimes, and I want you to express yourself.
Okay, I'll do that then. Okay, if I can say my...
You can say your thing after. Just say, my name is Yasser, and I am not a massive racist.
Okay. If this gets clipped, you're in trouble then. Okay, I'll say, my name is Yasser, and I am not a massive racist.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful. That's fantastic.
I just think I'm being stitched up with
mate, we're not going to stitch. What do you mean stitch you up? We couldn't stitch you up. Yes, so what you've got, the rest of this hour is yours. What would you like to say?
I'd like to say, when I called, the thing is, when I called in the first week on your first show...
Yeah.
When I was talking about the YouTube stuff I was doing, I thought you and... I don't know if this was just me being paranoid or something. Maybe it was. But I thought you and Catherine were sniggering at me.
No. I know. I saw you talking about that on Twitter. No.
Maybe I was just paranoid.
I think. Well, didn't you say that the doctor said? And I say this with respect. Didn't you say that the doctor said you were paranoid?
That's the thing. And
there's no sniggering going on, mate.
No. That's why it felt like I just went. That's why it felt like I just.
It's fine. I'm glad you felt you could mention it.
Yeah.
No sniggering going on. Certainly not you. If there was sniggering going on, it's because we it's a fun, relaxed kind of show, and but there's certainly no sniggering.
I didn't know that because I don't really. The thing is, if that's you, I'm not. I don't know about people if they're being serious or not serious. I don't really understand that.
You don't pick up on the cues sometimes.
I don't get that. I don't know if you're joking or being serious.
Can I ask you a question, Yasser? And but you might be offended at it, but I don't mean to offend. It's a genuine question.
Okay.
Have you been diagnosed with any kind of form of autism or Asperger's or anything?
No.
Because I just think it's interesting that you say that you don't pick up on certain cues that some people might otherwise pick up on.
No, I think that's because of my awful social skills.
Okay, well, and that may just be down to the fact, I've got awful social skills. It may be down to that, or but there you go. Yasser.
Yeah.
Before you go,
right?
Can you confirm to me? Sorry, if
no.
I need an out time as well. I don't know
where this is going.
If you were in a shop, right? If you were serving in a shop, and there was, say, a black man, a white man, and a Chinese woman, who would you serve first?
The Chinese woman.
Okay, who would you serve second?
No, you're making me uncomfortable here. You're making me uncomfortable, Ian.
Yep. Who would you serve second?
What's going on? Why are you trying to make me uncomfortable here? Okay, I'll say, my name is Yasser, and I am a massive racist. Ian. You forget to you try to cut that out. I knew you were going to do that, but you forgot. You failed one important thing. Do you know what that is, Ian?
What's that? Yes.
Do you know what you missed, Ian?
I don't. Yes. What did I miss?
You missed that.
Quick.
Your shows, they're all on YouTube, so the whole length of the show is on YouTube. And okay, I'll say, my name is Yasser, and I am a massive racist.
Talk Radio.
Ah, man alive. 08444991000. Bruce, Penny, stay there. We'll come to you after the news, and once we've spoken to them, Kath can come in the studio and we'll take calls straight to air, and we'll just see what happens. But before the news, always remember this.
Okay, I'll say, my name is Yasser, and I am a massive racist.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I always say no bed, and then I realise I haven't got my thing ready, so don't worry. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Oh, who's beeping? Someone's beeping. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Hang on. There.
Mama put the popcorn kernels in the pot. She turned up the heat, now the pot is getting hot. And then those popcorn kernels start to pop, 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 pop.
Yes, Bruce.
Well, I mean, I don't really know what to say after hearing that.
Well, you can say pop.
Cool.
There we go.
I was going to say hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. I love that clip of Prince Charles, who's obviously never been involved in a normal celebration. So this is how he starts doing hip, hip, hooray.
Hip, hip, hip.
I mean, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
What you got for us, Bruce? What you got for us, Bruce? Deliver the goods. Show me the money.
Oh, the pressure's on. The pressure's on. I mean, funny enough, I actually phoned up when you started playing the song from Avenue Q, because what I think's funny about that song, of course, the fact that we're all a little bit racist sometimes, is the fact that the guy who wrote that also co-wrote the music for Frozen.
Did he really? Oh, good for him. Well done.
Oh, yeah, he's done all right for himself, that guy. And so that's what got me to call in. But I suppose really it was about, you talked a lot about not talked a lot, but we mentioned about mental illness and stuff like that. And I mean, the good thing is it's now after midnight. This isn't going to go on a podcast. So it's quite good. But I kind of experienced this firsthand with my father-in-law.
Yeah, go on, what happened?
And he got diagnosed at the age of 52 with something called Pick's disease, which is a type of dementia. It's like an early stage of dementia.
Yeah.
But for the first year or so, everyone wanted to deny what it was. We couldn't get anyone to diagnose what it was. They kept coming up with excuses about why he was acting the way he was.
And how was he acting? What was he doing that was unusual?
Well, when it first started, and funny enough, it started when I just got together with my now wife. And she said to me, "Oh, my dad's got depression. So if he's not very talkative, don't worry about it, but, he's just been diagnosed with it and they're trying to help him out and, I'm sure it'll be better over time." And at first, he just kind of seemed a bit inverted, I suppose, not very talkative. But that's really the extent of it. And I didn't obviously know any different, so I didn't really think too much of it. But then he would do things like he would get in the car and try and drive the car and immediately reverse into the car behind him.
Oh, blimey.
And not at any real speed. And you'd go, like, "What happened? What did you do that for?" And he'd be like, "I don't know." And that would be it. And, then he started saying things out of turn. Then he would say things that were quite rude.
Yeah.
More sexual than swearing. But just things that were very inappropriate at very odd times. And he'd be saying stuff that just didn't make any sense. Like, just expressing like these thoughts and feelings which had no bearing on his character. And it took about a year, and, you know, his family just kept saying to him, he had a lot of brothers and sisters, you know, I'll just get over it, you've got a family to support.
Pull yourself together, Bill!
That's it. Stuff like that. And, you know, and the thing is, like, because no one is saying it could be something more, they just kept saying it's depression. And at the same time, he's obviously signed off from work because they've said to him, you can't come into work.
Yeah.
They've tried to get him to sign papers to terminate his contract. They don't have to actually pay him out.
Clever,
but they've tried to get him to do that. Not his wife, not like the power of attorney, actually get him to do it.
Yeah.
Very, very sneaky. And it was only about a year or so after that they said, actually, it's this. And trying to actually get financial help as well as, you know, physical help was just impossible. I mean, sadly, he had it for about 5 years and he died because it was quite an aggressive form of dementia. By, you know, that time frame, he'd gone from someone who I knew could speak and kind of drive a car to somebody that couldn't speak, couldn't walk, couldn't eat, couldn't do anything. And, you know, 57 is no age to kind of die with something like that.
Yeah.
And it's only after that has happened that, and it's because of the ice bucket challenge that went around the other year, that we then found out that he actually didn't just suffer from that, he actually had motor neurons disease as well. But he only had partial bits of that, and because it was like a category of different things, none of it really got diagnosed properly until it was way too late. And of course, there's not much they could have done, but I think you're right that it's such a shame that they seem to be cutting back on this kind of support. And it doesn't seem to be any answers to it.
Well, one of the another thing I didn't mention earlier on, in terms of, it's not specific to what you're talking about, but in terms of cutting back, I remember we get so many calls about this on local radio, is if your kid had to be sectioned for whatever reason, because they were self-harming or they were a suicide risk, or, you know, they went, you know, completely crazy, more often than not, they couldn't go into a local hospital. They'd have to go like 300 miles away. I think there was a place down in Dorset, or no, a place down in Devon, and there was one up north, and they were kind of like the only two places left in the country that kids could go to. So you imagine your child is suicidal, is trying to kill themselves. What they need is family around them, but also a safe, protective environment. And they're getting shipped off 350 miles away. Terrible for everyone involved.
Or the police were locking them up, do you remember?
Yeah, I said that earlier on. And then you get people like this. We've had an email from the gentleman who claims to be the person who sent me that text.
Really? Why is he still listening to us? I told him to listen to LBC.
Why did you phone me? Why did you phone me?
You're not getting the message.
I'm not convinced that this David Lamp is the same person. I think this is a made-up. This could be from Dodgepot. Why did you phone me? I hate you, and yes, I wish your mum dead. You take the piss out of mental ill people and put a stupid face on.
See, that's clearly spoken by somebody that hasn't heard you before, or heard you.
They've heard what they want to hear.
The problem with talk radio sometimes is that you could be mid-conversation and you can switch on and not hear the context. It's a bit like what you were saying the other week about when a joke is taken out of context at a gig.
Yeah.
And the papers rile up on it. You know, that's the only way I think anyone could turn around and say that you do that. You've always shown compassion when anyone's talking about that kind of stuff.
That stuff like that doesn't. I mean, that doesn't bother me.
That person's not them, because they got quite an explicit message from me as to what we were after. So
yeah, exactly. I think that's another person that we've shared too much with on the show, and they've taken it in. They've taken that they want to have a go at me. Do you know what? I was looking at death yesterday, so for the next few days, I am untouchable, Bruce. I am in, for the next few days until it wears off. I am untouchable because I've seen death. I was looking at it and then it's gone. I scared it away. Bruce, nice to talk to you, mate. I really appreciate you sharing that story, and it shows it can affect anyone at any age. The biggest killer of men in this country is suicide, right? And there was another stat in that book by why's my name? I can't remember her name.
Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda. Sorry. There's another stat in there about I think the second. It's basically men. The two highest groups at risk of suicide are young men, like 18 to 25, and men 39 to 45. Flipping heck! And do you know where I'm sitting? I'm 43 in a few weeks. I'm right in there. Hello, Penny.
Hello, boss. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. What you got for us?
Well, I was going to talk about depression, midlife crises, and Cass reading erotic fiction.
Oh.
But whilst I've been on hold to you, I'm currently stood at a hotel bedroom window, looking out at a late night bar, I guess, kicking out. Aren't people strange when they've been drinking?
Go on, what's happening? What are they doing?
Well, no, it's about every fourth person has either fallen over or had a fight. And I don't go out very often.
I find people who are drunk so boring. Jeez, they're so dull. They're so
I'm glad I'm not
dull.
there at street level, but from 4 floors up, it's quite amusing to watch. But I'm just shocked at how many of them start pulling punches as soon as they leave a bar. It's quite amazing. Men, women, everyone.
I drive home through Camden every night. And tonight's going to be interesting, and I have to swerve people, and, I've got to have my wits about me, and people just get blotto, and I've been that person, and you don't realise it at the time, do you? But flipping out, what a ridiculous pastime.
Yeah, it is absolutely quite an eye-opener watching this, because I don't normally go out on a Friday, Saturday night anymore, but that's because I'm old and everything. But still, never mind. Should we go back to Cass erotic fiction?
Yeah, what is this?
Last night, whilst doctors were performing miracles for you and everything, we were all sat at home listening to Cass read out some erotic fiction. It was quite something, really. But then the worst bit, I don't know, is that I've travelled up north today, and I was catching up with last night's show on my iPod as I was coming through King's Cross, and I'm stood at King's Cross, and you've got all the big display boards telling you what platform everything's on and stuff, and obviously you have you standing there for ages while you're waiting to be told which platform you're going to. And I just got to the bit of last night's show where Kath is reading out erotic fiction about...
Were you doing it in a French accent?
No, I was doing it in my own voice.
Well,
maybe I should have done it.
Swedish or Norwegian? I can't remember now.
Norwegian.
Norwegian lumberjacks or something.
Lars and his powerful chopper.
Well, I'm stood there looking at these display boards, trying not to laugh, which is quite difficult. And then as you get at these big train stations, you get the slightly drunk guy who's going up to everyone going, "Got any spare change? Got any spare change?" So he comes up to me and says, "Have you got any spare change?" At this point, I happen to laugh at just what I've heard Kath read out. And he goes, "Oh, what are you listening to? Give it a headphone, will you?"
Oh, gosh. No, never share your headphones. Never share headphones with anybody. Never share headphones.
I declined at that point, but my goodness. Yeah, quite an experience this evening.
Well, Penny, I'm glad you're enjoying it. We're getting loads of calls all of a sudden.
I don't know why she was laughing and not aroused.
Line 2, hello, who's this in Malden, Essex?
That's me, yeah, hi.
Hey, man, who's this?
It's Sam. I'm actually quite quiet, though. My grandmother's asleep. So.
Oh, well, blind. Well, I tell you what, why don't you say hello to Dennis?
Hello, Dennis.
Good evening.
Hello.
Ian, please don't commit suicide yet. Leave it till the end of the month.
Well, no, I'm going to get that, Dennis, I'm going to get that tenner.
You want 20, never mind 10. You want 10 from last year.
How long have we got until your birthday that you're not going to make?
29, don't commit suicide.
I'm not going to commit suicide, for crying out loud, you muppet. Dennis,
you were.
Dennis, I look forward to collecting that money. Thank you very much. Yes, Sam, what you got? We're really late for a break, so go on.
All right, well, I'm waiting until or...
No, go on, what you got?
All right, I want to talk about my mum, really. My mum passed away, obviously, in 2013, and obviously it was, heartbreaking. And my message to people is just, remember the good things, obviously, but it's just weird because, hearing all this is, it brought back memories and kind of seeing signs. But, my mum left, really quickly. She just went, I won't go into it, but, yeah, it wasn't, obviously it wasn't planned, but, it was... abrupt, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
And, obviously I was 17, and that's, obviously no age, is right, but, my message is just to sort of, remember the good things.
Yeah, and here's the thing about death is, right, that most of the cliches are true. Time is a great healer. It's a horrible thing to say. You know what? You should never say it to someone who's lost someone. But do you know what? Actually, it is, and it does get easier and it does get better. And you think, I'm never going to get over this and I don't want to feel better. And if I feel better, then that's a betrayal of their memory and stuff. No, it's not. And, the further away you get from the actual point of death, the better life becomes, and I looked death in the face yesterday, and I stared it down, and I destroyed it. Sam, listen, thank you very much. I appreciate you sharing that with us. 0844 499 1000. OK, call straight to air. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian. Were you serious about your mum being very ill?
Yes, mate.
Well, I am extremely sorry, and you get all my sympathy, mate.
Thank you. Can I have your money?
Sorry?
Turn the radio off, you plum.
Sorry. No, I'm really seriously sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. She's got a way to go, but she's on the mend.
Well, that's the main thing, but you have all my sympathy, man. I know pull your leg.
Yeah,
nevertheless, that's very serious.
It's all messing around, Dennis. I know you're a good man.
No, it's not messing around.
No, but I know. You explain to him.
I feel sorry for you.
No, I know you do. I know you do.
He gets it, Dennis.
I mean, I've got this power of attorney, so I've told my children I don't give. I can throw my burial money away. They've got to bury me. They've got to get rid of me. So they're going to do all that. So I couldn't care less now. Die any time, die cheap.
Well, don't die before your birthday. You've got to collect on that bet.
I know, but that won't be a headstone. That'll be just an extra couple of matches to light the fire.
Dennis,
okay.
Take care.
All
Ta-ta. 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 I'm trying to I'm trying to find out. Oh dearie me, computers. Computers are so they're supposed to make things easy, but I'll be honest, I can't get my head around how they work at all. Aha!
That looks like a lot of stuff.
View raw sauce. You want raw sauce? Yes, please, Levi Roots. That's exactly what I want. I'm just comparing IP addresses. I still don't quite know what I'm looking for. Anyway.
It sounded good, though, for a moment.
It did sound good. I'll tell you what we're going to do, because I just want to buy myself 2 minutes. So what are we going to do? Oh, we'll play the answer phone messages. Aha! I meant to play these the other day. This is my favourite ever answer phone messages.
Alan Cat Dick. 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 Alan Cat
Iain Lee, the UK's #1 sweetheart.
All right, Paul, it's Trevor Paul. Trevor impersonator Paul. Hope you're keeping okay. Ta-da!
Ian, I'd like to propose we keep the littlest hobo, we ban cabbage.
Ian, I like you, I like this show,
But let's face it, you are a bit of a dick.
There's a voice keeps on calling me down the road. That's where I'll always be.
That's my favourite answer phone messages we've ever had. And, yeah. If you want to call the show now, call straight to air. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. 7 pence a minute plus access charges. Never more from mobile phones. Is the thing. It's been a strange show tonight.
Good, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, strange doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's kind of spilt over into Twitter as well. It's going on in Twitter, and the disgusting Jake Yap has sent me footage of him frothing at the mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I did ask for it, so that's good.
Jake.
We've got nothing for the last 35 minutes, so if people want to call, they can, otherwise we just sit. I've not looked at the paper. I literally got no idea what's going on in the news.
I had a look at the papers and I wasn't moved by anything.
Let's go to the Daily Star. Danny Dyer. EastEnders star Danny Dyer. Oh, luckily I say we're saved. It's only yes, line one.
Oh, hi Ian, it's Alan from Birmingham.
Hello, Caddick. You're right, boss.
Have you found me a wife yet?
Not yet. There doesn't seem to be much interest.
I don't want to be single for the summer again.
Okay, well, it doesn't really look like there's much interest.
I'd be happy to go gay then.
Okay. That
opens up some different...
That opens up several possibilities. Several avenues.
Q?
Which kind of gentleman would you be interested in? Hello?
Somebody who looks a lot like Miles Jupp, but talks like you.
Miles Jupp, okay, he's very popular on Radio 4, and also plays Archie in Balamory.
Oh.
Okay, well, we'll see what we can...
What's the story?
Exactly, well, you'd love to know what the story was, wasn't you?
Can I have Duncan Bannatyne?
No, you can have him now. My gay choice is Mark Ruffalo.
I've got a mouthful of sausage.
Is what I'm hoping we'll be saying one evening.
You can't have him. He's my straight choice.
I've got a mouthful of sausage.
Oh, happy day.
And then at the end of it, it'll be...
I like the mushy peas.
So...
Oh.
Well, I hope that clears things up for you, Caddick.
Thank you.
Ta-ta.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, madame. Au revoir, monsieur. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
All of which makes me anxious. At times, unbearably so.
Wowzers, thank you very much indeed. That will mean something to some of you and nothing to the rest of you. And that, is how I like it. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, then you can do. And if you don't want to give us a call, well, then up yours is the way it goes. I now have, before it's even been released, I now have the New Monkeys album, and I guess I'm not allowed to play it, but I'm very, very tempted to play it. Very tempted to play it, but not allowed to. That would be. I know it's not me then going to a gag of me then going. I would never get sent another press thing again if. But I've got it. I'm touching it. And the song, so there's a song on there written by two people I don't really like. Noel Gallagher and Paul Weller. They've written a song together for the Monkees. You've heard it.
Yeah.
And I don't really like those two gentlemen's music. But flipping heck, it's Nesmith doing Liam Gallagher, talking about being in the sunshine, baby. He's doing all that.
Should be the sunshine.
Sunshine. It's brilliant. It's a 3.5 minute psychedelic masterpiece, and it's just a joy. The whole album, the majority of the album, is a treat. There's an old. Weirdly, they put a Davy Jones song on there, and it's quite moving when he comes in. Right, it's an old song that went unreleased for years, then they released it. And I thought they were going to tart it up a lot more than they had. They've just put a few backing vocals in and stuff, and it was a little bit of a disappointment. But yes, the Gallagher-Paul Weller co-write, Birth of an Accidental Hipster, all about it. I make up, it's all about a man in his later years taking LSD. What's the line? Now the blinkers have gone from my eyes. Everyone wonders what's wrong with me, but they can't see what I can see. I'm feeling old. It's just, I mean, man alive. I'm misquoting it slightly, guys. So before you go and make your own bootleg versions of that and take it around town, it's not quite as it's a little bit better than that. But Coldplay frontman Chris Martin tips in concert tickets. What, for his shows? Kind of lousy. Oh, wait, 444991000. What kind of lousy tip is that? The singer treated Mikey Goldsworthy of band Years and Years when he worked as a waiter at London eatery, the River Cafe. Mikey said, "Did I want to go? Well, I went reluctantly all the way to Wembley." That doesn't make any... That story doesn't... I'm going to read the stories it's written again.
Did I want to go?
Coldplay frontman Chris Martin tips in concert tickets.
Mm-hmm.
The singer treated Mikey Goldsworthy of band Years and Years when he worked as a waiter at London eatery The River Cafe. Mikey said, "Did I want to go? Well, I went reluctantly all the way to Wembley."
So, yes, you did.
I don't understand that story, but it's filled a space both in the newspaper...
You know what's happened there? They've interviewed him about Years and Years, and they were bored by the interview, and that was the only bit they liked.
Is there a band called Years and Years, then?
Yeah.
Are they famous?
They're, yeah, with the youngsters, yes.
Oh, dearie me. Girls on gay sex. A quarter of straight women admit having lesbian sex. There's more men gaying up. More straight men gaying up. In the later years.
Is it that they are quote unquote gaying up, or is it they're finally admitting that that's their inclination?
No. They're gaying up. They're gaying up. They're having a go. Because it's always been like the girls have been viewed as the more fluid in their sexuality, but I think that male sexuality is I think can be on a spectrum,
mm-hmm.
and can fluctuate.
Well, what I think is that now we're more open about discussing such things, and everyone's admitting that maybe we're all a little bit whoopsie.
I can't believe you said a little bit whoopsie. Jesus Christ. Well, this show is breaking down boundaries in mental health issues and gender issues, and you called it a little bit
whoopsie, yeah.
Whoopsie.
Why not? Bit of fun.
Isn't it funny? Look, you can this that doesn't really tell you anything. Okay. 08444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We're just gonna don't let cop booze row ruin Ben Hunt. This is the Ben Needham story.
Oh God!
Yeah, and the reason I'm laughing is Ben Needham. This is a kiddie that went missing 25 years ago,
mm-hmm.
20 something like that. And they're out in Greece. The coppers are out in Greece because they got a lead. Nikos. He's with a man called Nikos. Well, that narrows it down to every other man in Greece, so that's good. Ben Needham's mum yesterday defended police looking for her son, despite their reported 8-hour booze bender in Greece. Kerry Needham called for Detective Superintendent Matt Fenwick to be sent back to the island of Kos to lead the search for missing Ben. Superintendent Fenwick was recalled to South Yorkshire Police, amid claims his team knocked back lager and red wine in bars and a pizzeria from 5 p.m. until 1:24 a.m. A media conference scheduled for 9 the next day started 20 minutes late and lasted just 90 seconds. They still did it.
Yeah.
They still went ahead and did it. You got to hand it to those hard-working guys. Oh, here we go. Here is good news. Coldplay have now confirmed they won't record any more albums. Current opus, A Head Full of Dreams, is their final fling. Not selling too well then, guys? Is that what it is? That's what you do? When the tickets aren't selling well, or albums aren't selling well, you do a farewell tour.
Right.
The old farewell tour, allowing you 4 years later to do the comeback tour.
It's the whisper trick, isn't it?
Yep.
It's the, we're going to stop making whispers because no one likes them. Suddenly everyone wants a whisper.
Chris Martin, 39, said, I'd be very surprised if there was another conventional Coldplay album.
Oh.
I just feel as though we're right where we're supposed to be right now. What are you...
Hippie.
The band admit they are closing a chapter of something, but that doesn't spell the end yet.
No, he'll go solo, won't he? I mean...
He added, I don't think we'd split up as a band, but part of me thinks we've done 7 albums and they form like a circle. Sweet. I think that's why we're enjoying touring, playing to the people who want to see it at the end. Well, that story is we've got an album out. And from them saying, we've got an album out that make a circle, it's gone to them never...
Did it say they will or they may never record again?
Oh, Corinne Bailey Ray's is married again. Good, I'm glad. Yes, I'm glad. The Who!
The whom?
Where are they playing? I'd like to see The Who. Oh, not in London. I'm not going to go and see it there. I'm not that bothered. I've introduced The Who live on stage. I think actually seeing them in concert is an unnecessary thing. There really is nothing in the papers, and we've got 24 minutes to fill. This could be Orquado. Oh dear. A man has been jailed for 3 years for robbing a smoker. Here, have a look in the papers. You do a bit of work.
I will.
A man has been jailed for 3 years for robbing a smoker of a cigarette. Astero Ali, good name.
It won't just be that, will it?
38. No, he stole a fag off a bloke. He also threatened to stab him.
Boom.
So the court heard that Ali, who came to Britain in 2011, bloody foreigners coming over here, stealing our cigarettes. What the hell is that? What an outrageous attitude to have. Go and steal your own cigarettes in your own foreign country. Steal your own foreign cigarettes that stink.
Aren't proper cigarettes funny and old-fashioned these days?
Why do foreign cigarettes stink so much? The foreign own brands, not like the good ones, the Camels, the Marlboro Lights, the Silk Cuts, but the Gauloises. It's an amazing smell. It's a nice. I find it an attractive smell. I certainly wouldn't want to smoke one of them at all. But I remember my dad when he was a smoker. We were very young, and someone went to France and got paid for some dodgy job in Gauloise, and they paid my dad. Oh no, they brought some back, and they paid my dad for a job. So he was smoking these cigarettes, and he hated them. He absolutely hated them, right? I mean, but he would. Why are you smoking them then, Dad? Well, because they're free.
Fags is fags.
Fags is fags, and they were free, so he'd smoke them. But what are they made of? Actual horse manure. Because that's the smell that emanates from them.
The thing is, the French and French Francophiles have done their very best to make...
Oh, God, it's disgusting, I know. These dirty people that used to seduce French people back in the 70s, the Francophiles.
They've done their best to make it seem like the choice for, the young existentialist and the hip man stroke woman about town. But, yeah, they are stinky, horrible things, aren't they?
Kim Jong-un...
Right.
Says he has invented a sex pill that gives men, get this, a 24-hour erection.
What? Can you just read that again?
Or as I'm calling it, an all-day donger. Journalists visiting North Korea were given packs of the tubby tyrants, that's rude, herbal Viagra, as souvenirs from their trip.
Wow.
The 33-year-old... now hopes to export the love potion to the West. It promises duration of erection, 16 to 24 years. 24 hours, years, blimey.
Isn't that going to be a bit, what if you have to go to work and that?
Well, That'd be hard, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, line 1.
Hi there, this is Ryan. So it is. I'm from North Korea. Just listening to your show. It's great to hear you over here.
Well, thank you, Ryan. I'm glad you're... Are you allowed to listen to us in North Korea?
Well, I'm one of the privileged few. I was part of the experiment on the new Viagra pill we're testing over here.
Oh, yeah, how's it going?
Well, it's pretty hard, as you know, but, you know, us North Koreans are quite hardy, as it is.
Yeah. Can you get it over the counter, Ryan?
Well, it depends on the counter, you know. I mean, it's special, you know. It's for it's handed out by the great leader himself. It's hard to come by, if you get me.
Yeah. Well, when was the last time you took one?
Well, I took one 24 hours ago, and it's just about wearing off, so it is. But the great leader seems quite pleased by it, so, you know, it's a success story.
It's a success story, and we salute, just as you probably are still now, we salute innovation and entrepreneurial leadership. So thank you for that, Ryan.
No, it's no problem. I mean, in terms of supplies of it as such, you know, I mean, it's about getting, trade restrictions reduced by America, like yourselves in the UK and Europe and stuff. You know, maybe if you've come out of Europe, you'll be able to trade with us on your own, and
let's see how that election goes, or should that be that erection? Thanks. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless. Hello. Hello. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, yeah, we're about to play for you. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. This is Valerie and Tim. We're playing Daydream Believer.
There we go.
Go, ready? Okay. Oh, careful. Covering my music up. So good. Okay, go. Oh, I could hide beneath the wings of the bluebird as you sing. Pictures like a lark would never ring. But it rings and realize wipe the sleep out of your eyes. Shading razors cold and let's say
Thank you very much. Excellent stuff. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hey, what's up? Hey, you know, the other night you were doing bands that were really good for a couple of minutes and then they vanished out of nowhere.
Shone so brightly and then they disappeared into the darkness.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard of a Canadian band called Moxie Fruvus.
The name actually rings a very distant bell.
So, they were around at the beginning of the 90s, kind of when Bare Naked Ladies were just getting going.
Yeah.
So they're kind of a similar vein. They only did a couple of albums, and the best song I think is called "The King of Spain," and it's an absolute treat, and I highly recommend it.
Well, let's hang on a second. Let's find the King of Spain. Moxie Fruvus. Okay, well let's find out just how darn good these crazy guys are. Hang on, here we go.
Yeah, let's hope I'm not wrong.
Let's hope you're not wrong, otherwise you're banned for life. Here we go.
Once I was the king of Spain. Now I eat humble pie. Oh, my unspeakable wife, Queen Lisa. Now I eat humble pie. I'm telling you, I was the king of Spain. Now I eat humble pie. And now I work at the pizza. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're banned. That was awful.
It's not that. But you
Royalties, Lord, it looked good on me. Buried in silk in the royal boudoir, or going nuclear.
I tell you what, it's not that bad, but you're banned for the rest of the week. How about that?
Okay, that's fair.
That sounds fair enough. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate that. You're very kind.
Bobby McFerrin overtones there.
And that is how long I give music these days. Like that. Boom. No,
You've got enough
not
bands,
for me.
though, haven't you? You've got enough bands.
Not for me. No, I'm not having that.
Have you seen this thing about Robson Jerome? He's the fight back is beginning in the PR stakes.
Oh,
remember?
Now, which one is he? Is he the
He's
blonde
the one that ran
one?
off with the vicar's wife.
Oh, okay, right. He's
No, little
he's
him.
not Badger. Okay,
The little fisherman.
Yeah.
Actor Robson Green turned real-life hero when he helped rescue an elderly man who'd fallen off a cliff. The 51-year-old former soldier star, who was filming in the area, calmly told onlookers, get this, I'll take this one.
Oh.
Before clambering down the cliff to aid the stricken pensioner. Locals said Robson, who recently appeared in the detective drama Grantchester, was the first on the scene of the drama in the picturesque fishing village of Clovelly, North Devon. Local plasterer Adam Beanie was out walking on Wednesday afternoon when he heard a man shout for help. The 34-year-old said, I climbed down the bank and saw an elderly man in some nettles. I was halfway
John
down...
Nettles. I saw an elderly man in John Nettles. Saw an elderly man inside John Nettles. He slipped down a John Nettles crevasse.
Was it Charlie?
And couldn't pull himself out.
This guy, though, what he's done is he's stolen this guy's thunder, because the 34-year-old plasterer, Adam Beanie, was actually the first one on the scene, right?
Yeah.
I was halfway down the cliff, says Adam Beanie, when I got a tap on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Robson Green was stood behind me, and he said, I'll take this one.
Oh, jeez.
We scrambled, that's what he said about the vicar's wife. We scrambled down to the man, and Robson climbed through the nettles, hotly pursued by me. I was like his sidekick.
When you say through the nettles, he had trousers on, yeah?
Yeah.
So that means nothing.
Wasn't just taking the stings.
He wasn't barefoot wearing shorts. He had trousers on.
He's not like Super Doc Leaf Man.
Yeah.
When we reached the man, he was scratched and confused, but nothing was broken. We sat talking to him for a couple of hours until the Coast Guard arrived and tried to relax him a bit. We cut him out of the nettles with a set of secateurs my work colleague brought down. So there's 3 of them now, and this old fella. I think what happened was the man took what he thought was a path and couldn't turn back, and that's how he ended up in the nettles. He added, Robson just took control, and he was on it like an action man. He was an absolute hero. A spokesman for the Star said Robson had heard the gentleman shouting for help. He tried to get down to him and called the Coast Guard, who sent a rescue crew to bring the man to safety. No mention of the plasterer. All recognition to go to them. Robson said he only did what anyone else would have done in the circumstances. He hopes the gentleman's okay and gives all his praise to the rescue team. What about to his sidekick, Adam Beanie, and his mate with the secateurs? No mention of them. I'll take this one.
Oh, dear. I'll take this one. Sorry.
I'll take this one.
Right, I'm replying. I'm replying to this.
Don't reply yet. Just have a think about it. Leave it for a bit.
But to send me filth like that.
Let's just pause.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, well, the police can deal with it. Absolute arseholes. The lot of them. The police will be dealing with it. People. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. Andy Goldstein's out there watching the show.
Oh, is he?
No, he's out
He's
there.
not.
Either come in here or go in your own studio. Those are the choices. Come in here. He's going? Okay, then go. Come in here or go.
He's going.
Good. I mean, we'll start selling tickets. There really is. It's interesting, isn't it? There really is nothing in the papers at the moment, and we're not even in silly season yet,
No,
are we?
Not yet.
Could new ad rules kill off Tony the Tiger? Well, this is a made-up story. Could.
Well, anything could.
Tony the Tiger and other cartoon mascots could disappear from promotions under new junk food advertising rules. Firms may
They won't.
be banned from putting posters for sugary food and drinks near schools. Using celebrities in junk food adverts such as Gary Lineker of Crisps. Crisps aren't junk food. Crisps is snack. It's not junk. It's not junk, is it? Crisps is snack.
I put it in the snack pack.
I wouldn't consider crisps as
Junk food.
Junk food. No.
You think of things
Chips,
that are... Yeah.
burgers. What about the gourmet burgers? The bespoke burgers?
Well, they're still there.
What idiot started putting burgers in brioche? I mean, yes.
Oh, but it's delicious.
It's delicious, but I like it in a slightly dry sesame seeded bap.
No, I do like a brioche maybe.
But I
that's
just think
'cause
it's
I'm
too
posh.
much. No, it's not posh. It's not posh. It's faux posh. It's basically, it's a wimpy in a cake. That's what you're eating, is wimpy in a cake. And it sounds like a nice thing, but it's just, what is it? Do you know what? This, put a burger in a cake. Oh, get real. Get real.
Could eat one now.
Under the proposals, food firms may no longer be allowed to use cartoon characters, including the Honey Monster and Tony the Tiger, who has appeared with his "They're great," and they've actually written that catchphrase on Kellogg's since 1951. I was okay. So basically, there's a story about something that probably won't happen.
No, but it filled some inches, didn't it?
Yeah, well, didn't it? Eh? Back to Kim Jong Un. Yes, line one.
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
What's up?
Oh! This is, for those who don't know, this is the new, mature Verinda. A young lady who used to call me many years ago. And the first time you called me in about 5 or 6 years was last week. Do you want to show off your skills? Why don't you say hello to line 2?
Hello, line 2.
Hello.
What's up?
Is that Vinny?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm alright. This is going to be quite boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I'm listening to radio.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was phoning in to talk about my favourite actor, who I think is criminally underrated, Mark Heap. Have you heard of him?
No.
Okay.
Is that it then?
Yeah.
Alright then. Line 3.
There's probably no one else phoning in.
Okay. Is that popular, is it?
Pardon?
I said the show must be quite popular.
There is.
Yeah. So how come no one's phoning in?
Yeah.
Yes. Anything else?
No.
Alright. So you might as well put the phone down then. Hello?
Tell me something. Do you still phone up Nick Abbott?
I still listen. I don't phone though because they don't get me on anything.
No, they don't.
They don't listen to me. They don't like me.
They don't like regular callers over there now.
No.
No, it's a terrible place.
Hello?
Anything else? You've been on for so long. What else have you got? What do you think Wisdom Jones is?
What's going on? What's going on? I don't understand. I did phone in for a reason. I was going to ask you a question. But you're not responding to me, so... Alright then. See you later. Bye.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.